Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, or should I say good evening, and welcome to another live broadcast here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Mike Prince and Mr. Randy Quiet Storm Allen. We are here at what's this man's name again? I got him messed up, the stadium here. G Trailer. Yeah, Guy Trailer Stadium here in Lamar ISD in Rosenberg, Texas, where we will have tonight the Mustangs, the home team, taking on the visiting Bulldogs. Mike Prince and Mr. Allen here as we get ready to break down tonight's contest. How you doing, young man?
Doing real well this evening, Mike. A little anxious for this one to get going. Had a good outing last week, good execution. Looking forward to tonight with a little bit better competition just to see how we stack up and see where we are. We'll find out tonight, I think, what we're going to have to work on to improve on to get better, to continue on in our last preseason game and then as we get ready to prepare for district. So looking forward. Lamar Consolidated played Houston Westside last week. Lamar Consolidated beat them 23-8. I don't know how much of a tell sign that might be, just like Waller beating Wall Trip 37-0. So we really don't have a whole lot to go with if you're going to compare scores to scores, but looking forward to see what's going to happen here.
Well, both teams are coming in undefeated. The last man standing out tonight will experience their first loss of the season. Some of the Bulldog faithful are traveling. It's a decent crowd turning up for Lamar Consolidated. Look like it's Pee Wee football night as we see some young men with their Lamar jerseys on in their royal blue, dressed up, ready to go on tonight. Bulldogs, as we mentioned, are the visitors. They're led by head football coach Brad Wright. Brad Wright has stripped away the W's and all the name vainglory, and it's just plain uniforms as they come in looking like the Nittany Lions. The only difference is their colors are maroon and white. Nittany Lions are navy blue and white. So the Bulldogs will be in all white as they get ready to take on. They're walking out of the tunnel right now, and it appears that the Mustangs are coming out. They have their silver helmets on with the navy blue tops and bottoms, gray numberings across their uniforms, and it should be a pretty good contest on tonight once the dust settles.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do like the plain white uniforms. I like seeing those helmets all white like they are. They're a little bit more attractive to me. We're here, like you said, at Trailer Stadium. It's a little bit different because this field is set up in an east to west format, which you typically see a north to south stadium set up, and so whoever is going to be looking back to the west is going to be looking right into the sun tonight. As we looks like we're going to have a beautiful sunset this evening.
You got your camera out?
Quite a bit of clouds.
You got your camera out? You got to do your weather report so we can get that for Benny.
We got to make sure Benny's got a weather report. So we do have some blue skies some places, but a little overcast and some clouds. Doesn't look like there's a chance of rain. We have a little bit of wind blowing, but not much, to the west. So
a lot of chaos in this little confines here. We're right here on really like Press Road, but we're going to get it going. There's another broadcast down on the far end of us, but we want to let you know that if you listen to us, you're at the right place. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, where we are serving the community through faith and athletics. Randy, why don't you let the folks know who are responsible for us getting these broadcasts off for tonight?
Absolutely. In Patterson, Texas, we have Galileo's Mexican Grill off 1988 FM 359. Phone number is 979-865-1906. Also, we have the Learning Tree Daycare Center. It's on 837 12th Street in Hempstead, Texas. Their number is 979-826-4703. We also have Green Lawn Care with James Lipke being the owner. It's quality service, value, price at 979-277-2145. Also have Armor Industries. That's Joey Parker there in Waller at 41002 Business 290 in Waller, Texas. His number is 936-372-1234. Also, we're sponsored by Varsity Grill on 31315 off the FM 2920 in Waller, Texas. Their number is 936-372-9115.
As they get ready now to play the national anthem, we'll pause for the tribute to Old Glory. We're going to take us a quick break, and we'll be right back with the flip of the coin and to determine who will start this thing off. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dave Dixon for On the Road in Texas. A university study proves what you might already know from firsthand experience. People who drive a long way to get to work have higher blood pressure than those with shorter commutes. Trooper Sparky Dean has more on aggressive driving.
The more congested our streets and highways get, the more aggressive driving we troopers see on the road. Tailgating, passing on the right, changing lanes without signaling. These things frustrate fellow drivers and are dangerous besides. If you encounter someone who's obviously having a bad traffic day and who's not handling it well, give them plenty of space. Don't make eye contact or rude hand gestures, and don't honk your horn.
Trooper Dean reminds us that while we can't control what other people do behind the wheel, we can control our own actions. Don't let aggressive driving rub off on you. For the Texas Department of Transportation and the Texas Department of Public Safety, I'm Dave Dixon reminding you to save a life.
All right, welcome back here. The Bulldogs will be receiving as Lamar won the toss, but they deferred to the second half, and that's been a trend here of lately. So the Bulldogs will be going from right to left. As we mentioned, they're in their all-white uniforms, led by Coach Brad Wright, and you have the Lamar Mustangs being led by head football coach Ronald Patton. So we're ready to get things on the way. Randy, I understand you got somebody you need to give a hello out to, man.
Hey, sure do. Has some fans up in North Texas. My sister Lou Presley's listening from a long way off.
From a long way off. And
we'll give her a shout out.
All right. Want to say welcome and get the word out that you can listen to Friday Night Football right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And we have Royal down in Houston taking on Episcopal, where that game will be starting in about 30 minutes or so, where you have the Running Rev and Ford F-150 giving the call on that line. They can listen in by dialing 724-444-7444, and the code will be 134280. If you can't remember all that, just visit our website, KTOR.
I think that may be the best thing to do right there.
Radio.com. KTORradio.com, and go right ahead and go to the sports section and give you all the instructions on the way. Teams are on the field, and we're about ready to get some football, Mr. Randy.
Yeah, let's go. Lamar's in the middle of the field in their huddle pre-kickoff. Now they're spreading it out. Waller is already lined up. They're on the field. They have Derek Wright is on the near side, about the 10-yard line. Cameron is in the middle of the field on about the 5. Kick is up right down the middle of the field. Deep man takes it. It's going up the right far side of the sideline. He's got a crease. Made a good move. DeAndre Blackshear fumbles. Looks like Waller may retain possession.
Yeah, a good return.
That was DeAndre Blackshear.
Yeah, Blackshear got that ball from the 6-yard line. He fumbled it where the Bulldogs will take over. It looks like they're going to spot it right at the 39-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs will take over for this first possession.
That was really nice. Good catch. Took it right up the right-hand side of the sideline. He was hit there a little bit. Fumbled the ball, but fortunately for the Bulldogs, they were able to get back on it.
So Tyron Taylor and crew come out. The ball is on the right hash mark. Bulldogs going from right to left. Takes it, gives it off to right, running hard up the middle, and he gets across the 40-yard line, and legs are still driving, and he finally will be allowed progress to, it looks like, the 41-yard line.
41-yard line is correct. That was kind of a pile mover right there. Looks like he had a nice little crease to run up in there, and then it closed down pretty quickly. Linebacker there for Lamar Consolidated, number 16, Alex Ruiz, getting in there and making the stop.
So it looks like they're going to give him about 3 yards on the gain, so it'll be second down, and we'll call it 7. 3 receivers to the left for Taylor. He takes the snap, gives it to Ledoux. Ledoux running straight up the middle, across to the 45-yard line, where he'll be upended. First down for the Bulldogs.
Nice gainer for Jacob Ledoux. He took it right up the middle. Little counter play right there, and hit that hole hard, broke a tackle.
Bulldogs
able to get about 13 yards on that pickup.
13 yards, a first down, and here come the Bulldogs. Ball at the 45-yard line. 2 receivers to the left. Taylor takes it, thought about swing pass. He wants to roll up the middle, take it himself, runs across, and is met by a host of Mustangs after he gets about 5 yards on the gain.
Maybe had a little case of the happy feet there, and may not have waited for the play to develop completely, but tucked it in, was able to gain 5 yards. There's nothing wrong with gaining 5 yards.
That's right. I'll take 5 yards a carry all day.
Guarantee you, all night long.
Even in fantasy league, I'll take 5 yards a carry.
You doing that, huh?
No, I really don't, man. I'll explain to you later here.
All right.
Play is on. There's another give to Ledoux. Ledoux will get met right back at the line of scrimmage.
Number 87 closed that hole down pretty quick, and Christopher Williams for Lamar. Ledoux took a pretty good hit right there, but that is one tough character right there. He's up, back in the huddle. So we're going to have 3rd and 5.
3rd down and 5.
Ball is placed in the middle of the field.
First drive for the Bulldogs. They're coming out, ready to go. This is the money play, if you will, right here. Underneath center is Taylor. He's hit immediately. The ball is fumbled. That was a disruption from the nose tackle position. And a punt unit will come out and lost 5 yards on that one.
Lost 5 on that play. I just happened to look away long enough to miss it. That's not good.
That's not good. That's okay. It happens to the best of us, but a great defensive front effort, so it brings out the punting unit for the Bulldogs. The snap is there. The ball is kicked from the 46-yard line, and it takes a favorable bounce. There's a ball that touched and finally upended. That ball was
16.
received. It looks like number 5, the Kevin B. He did a risky chance on that one.
He did. Daniel Nieto with pretty solid little punt right there to get it all the way down inside the 20.
So we're guided to 8:55. The ball is spotted at the 16-yard line, and that's where the Mustangs will take over here for the first time of tonight's contest. Breaking out of the huddle, quarterback is, it appears, Blake Witcher. We're trying to read his number here in just a second. Thomas. There's a handoff straight up the middle.
Right up the middle.
And it's going to be a pickup about 4 yards for the Mustangs.
That was just your basic dive play right up the middle. Tavares Thomas handed it off to his running back. the way those jerseys are set up, if you don't get a good square shot at them, it's really difficult.
Yes,
to find a number on.
Katie bought a door.
Yes, it is.
So that was a pickup of 6 yards on that run. So it'll be 2nd down and 4. Thomas in the pistol formation. 2 split receivers. He takes the snap and gives it to his back, who makes one defender miss and gets across 1st down. And it will be a first down for the Mustangs on a nifty run.
Yeah, nifty run. Dietrich Gardner coming off the left end on the defense just missed him for about a 4-yard loss. But running back was able to dodge him, get up the field for a 1st down. Officials are having a hard time resetting the game clock, the play clock, to have it done now.
So now it's a double pistol formation for the quarterback, Tavares Thomas. He gets the snap, feeds it to his back, sweeping to the left side, and he's going to be up in it. The back was Walter Jonas.
Walter on just a little hand sweep around the left edge there. Picked up about 3 yards for him.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 7 for the Mustangs. The first possession, this possession started at their 16-yard line at 8:55. It's now 7:30 remaining here in the first period of play. Mustangs in their navy blue uniforms, silver helmets, going from left to right on the screen. Thomas in the double pistol formation. He gets the snap, and he's doing a play option read, and it's going to be a keeper, and he's going to be met by a host of Bulldogs for a short loss.
Good defense right there. It's Adam Croy on that left end right there, playing that outside linebacker position. Came in there, really read that well. The quarterback held it in that running back's pocket for several yards and then pulled it, but Adam was right there to actually stop him for a 1-yard loss.
That's one of those reads where he read it the wrong way.
That's right.
So it's going to bring up 3rd down, and we'll be generous and say 8 yards.
8 yards.
So now it's a pistol formation for Thomas. 2 receivers to his right side. Ball is at the right hash mark. Takes the snap. He wants to throw. He looks to his right, and then there's going to be a whistle on the play. Actually, a timeout taken on the floor, not the floor, but on the field. Their first timeout.
6:34 left in the first quarter as Lamar takes a timeout.
Lamar takes a timeout, and I tell you what we're going to do, my friend. We're going to take us a timeout real quickly. We're going to hear from the Waller Bulldog Club, representing Waller through and through.
The Waller Bulldog Club is a proud supporter for the Waller community. The Waller Independent School District, Pee Wee Football, Little League Baseball, FFA, 4-H, band, cheerleaders, and Waller Athletics. The Waller Bulldog Club is all about the community, showing support for the youth of Waller County, the Waller Bulldog Club.
All right, welcome back. Timeout taken by Lamar Consolidated. It's going to be 3rd down and 8. Mike Prince and Randy Allen here with you on the call tonight from Guy Trailer Stadium. Mustangs out and ready to get things resuming in action. Thomas is in the shotgun position. Slot receivers to his left. He gets the snap. He wants to throw. He's being rushed out of the pocket. He's giving chase, and he's going to get the corner, and he's got the first down. Good athleticism to avoid the sack.
It's great athleticism. Quarterback's on the outside edge. Looked like Waller may have had him contained, but he made a move to the inside, and both of those defenders were left on the ground as he was able to get around and get out of bounds for the first down.
So those are the kind that will make Coach Wright pull his hair out, man.
Can't say as I blame him for that. They really had him pinned in and just were not able to stop him there.
Was John Phillips who had pursuit going, but he just outran Phillips just about shade. First down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Thomas takes it, and he gives it to his back, sweeping across the right side. He's got a lane. There's a flag on the play. Still running, outrunning defenders, but it's going to be all for naught as Blake Wilchert was down the sideline, was going to negate about a 40-yard run as the flag was thrown right in front of us.
Yeah, Waller really got fortunate right there. The receiver, I believe, had a couple of handfuls of white jersey.
You're being generous. A couple of handfuls?
Well, yeah, if he had 3, there was 3 on there. He wasn't going to get away from him anyway.
Looked like he was trying that shirt on.
But he cut it. That was a nice run by Larry Blackman from Lamar Consolidated. Once he got around the corner, he was up the sideline, and that could have been really dangerous for Waller.
I do apologize about that. I said Blake, but it was Larry, number 9, and not number 8. These uniforms are a bit tricky to pick up the number in a little bit, but we'll do the best we can about that. So that penalty is going to push the Mustangs back to their own 34-yard line, so it'll be first down and 15. They call it a spot foul because it was exactly where it was, so that foul had to happen around the 45-yard line as he was making his break.
Yep.
So now they're coming back to action. Pistol formation, slot receiver to the right for Thomas. He takes it, he sweeps it to his running back, and he got a great behind
him. Croy on another good play. He read that real nice and was able to chase him down. That was number 24 on the carry. That's Caleb Best for Lamar Consolidated, but Adam Croy playing the outside linebacker on that play there. Read that real nice, chased him down. Adam's got pretty good speed as well. For a loss there, lost to 3 yards on that play.
So it's going to make it now second down and about 19, Coach, for first down. Ball is at the left hash mark now. Lamar Consolidated going left to right on your screen. There's a quarterback keeper and running straight up the middle was Thomas, and he was met right at the 35-yard line.
Cameron Ray filling the hole right in the middle right there. It looked like just a little simple quarterback draw on that, but Cameron Ray came in pretty hard and knocked him down to the ground. Got back to the previous line of scrimmage, which would be the 34-yard line. We're going to have about 3rd and 16.
So we're in the first quarter of play. Those who have just joined us, 5 minutes exactly remaining before the first period is officially done and over with. Mike Prince and Terry Randy Allen. As we get the snap going, rolling to the right, looking to throw his tongue. He's being flushed out of the pocket. He's spinning. He got a lane, and my God, he is going to try to make something out of nothing. Still running, and he gets across to the 46-yard line. He scrambled for 20 and picked up 13.
Picked up 13. I think maybe 60 yards may be more appropriate than that as he scrambled out to the near sideline, which is toward us. Made a cut all the way back across the field, and like you said, was able to pick up about 12 or 13 yards. Give us about 4th and 4. He was run down there by DeAndre Blackshear. Made a hustling play to catch him and tackle him.
Punt unit will now come out, standing at the 35-yard line awaiting the snap. And tell you what, is it going to be a keeper?
Fake.
And it was a keeper by the quarterback, and he's going to be tackled for a short loss. Great heads-up play by the Bulldogs defenseman, number 25.
DeAndre Blackshear, another great read right there. Just staying at home, doing his responsibility on that punt return. And that was, I'm not real sure if that was designed or if the quarterback just did that.
It looked like it was a design from the way they were doing it, and Thomas was just waiting on his lane to try and pick.
Right.
And good thing that Blackshear stayed at home. So a turnover of downs. The ball will be at the 46-yard line where the Bulldogs will take over.
2 wide to the left, 1 in the backfield. Tyron Taylor keeps it up the middle.
Taylor keeps that one, and
it's like a pickup of about 1 yard.
Maybe 1 yard. I would say maybe 1 yard, Coach.
One tough yard. At that,
they're all tough these days.
Yes, they are.
The game has changed, as they say. It has,
especially with the size of these kids today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No doubt.
And Lamar is
coming back now. Tyron Taylor in the pistol. 2 receivers to his left. Takes it. Wants to throw. Quickly gets the pass complete.
Will Wagner.
And Wagner gets the ball, and he will be wrestled down after he picks up a couple of yards. Looks like maybe 2 or 3, depending on the spot.
A nice little semi rollout to the near sideline right there. Will Wagner was split out on our sideline right here close to us. Just a little 5-yard hitch pattern. Hooked it up. Only gained about 2 yards there. But
so it's going to be 3rd down, and we'll say 7 yards for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs have 1 first down on the night. The Mustangs have 2. Pistol formation, 3 receivers to the right. Taylor rolling out to his right. Throws it wide open. And that ball is caught.
Cameron Ray reception.
With a big reception and a first down for the Bulldogs.
Great play right there. Tyron had a little pressure, eased out to the far sideline. Cameron Ray was just on a little hookup pattern about 10 yards deep. Pass was right on target right there. That was a beautiful job by the offensive line. He really only had 1 pressure right there, but was able to get rid of it. Got trips left.
Ball's at the 29. Rolling out is Taylor. He wants to throw it. He takes it in. He finally throws it. Intended for Ray. That's an incomplete pass. He got close to getting over the line of scrimmage before he threw that thing.
It was actually a smart decision that he made right there to get rid of the ball. Is that right, like you said, right at the line of scrimmage, and just kind of threw it away. There was no chance of an interception or anything there, so that was a good thing to get rid of the ball there.
So it does stop the clock at 2 minutes and 13 seconds. No score, first quarter play. Bulldogs and the Mustangs getting things together here on tonight's contest. 3 receivers to the right side. Taylor looks, a Statue of Liberty, giving it to Wright. Wright runs hard to the 25-yard line where he picks up 4 yards.
Little draw action right there, faking the pass, going right back up the middle with Eric Wright, number 22 for the Bulldogs. Linebacker stepped in right there and made a nice play, picked up about 3 yards.
So it's going to bring 3rd down. We want to give a shout out to Mr. Dominique Merle. Merle had a little car accident on this morning, but it was grateful to hear that you're okay, my friend. Keep it locked right here, and we'll get you going. Back to action. Taylor rolling out to his right. Throws it. Oh, that ball was almost intercepted. And the pass is complete.
They marked it. They did.
Yeah, that ball was complete for another Bulldog first down.
Tyron able to get outside again with the defender and was able to get the ball to Evan Herzog. It was a nice catch. It looked like from up here that he may have bobbled it, but they did rule it a catch down to the 13-yard. That's the 8-yard line.
Yes, sir. So a pickup of 21 yards. First down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Taylor gets it. He keeps it himself right to the right side. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Beautiful counter play.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. They faked that ball to Eric Wright going to the left. Tyron Taylor keeps it. That's his own read play and just read it. Cut it right up the middle. Touchdown, untouched. Got the extra point team lining up. Gavani Bazan in for the extra point. Everybody is set and lined up.
Bazan, the right foot soccer style kicker.
Beautiful kick, right down the pop.
Okay, so that
looks like that kid may have some soccer skills.
Speaking of soccer, you got some soccer stuff coming up here real soon.
Hey, we sure do. September 16th, we're going to be going over to Prairie View A&M University, covering the girls' soccer. We're going to talk with Abraham Garcia this next week. We're going to go out and watch a couple of their practices this week and kind of get familiar with them. And then we're going to go on September 16th, a Tuesday night, and we're going to go cover some Prairie View A&M girls' soccer.
Right
it's
here.
It's going to be exciting.
Yes,
it's going to be a learning experience.
A learning experience and
a
great time in all of it. So be sure to set your calendars and clocks for September 16th at a 7 p.m. start time. Once again, we want to give a shout out to Dominique Merle. Had a minor setback on today, but we thank God that he's alive and well, and our prayers are with the Merle family, as I'm sure they're listening to tonight's broadcast. As you heard, your Bulldogs strike pay dirt first at the 109 mark, an 8-yard touchdown run. Bulldogs took 7 plays to go 46 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, very, very well executed offensive possession right there to move the ball down the field efficiently. and go in for the score. Going to give a quick shout out to a former University of Houston Cougar baseball player, Henry De Leon.
Yes.
How about you, Henry? Appreciate you listening tonight.
All right. The kick is up. The deep man back is Bryce Malone, and that ball will bounce out of bounds, and that'll be a penalty against the Bulldogs.
Out of bounds here on the near sideline. Went out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Got some other fans across the Houston way over in the Baytown area listening.
Oh, man. Are they scouting us?
They may be scouting us on the radio. Not real sure. We're going to have to keep our eyes on them.
That's right. Well, the Bulldogs will be playing Lee on a Thursday night edition of football. And we'll be right there. Mr. Quiet Storm and I will be on the road. I heard you got to get yourself a catchphrase, too, man. What's going to be your catchphrase?
I don't think Holy Cow is going to be the one.
Well, I think that one's patented already by the great Harry Carey.
Thank you, Ryan, for throwing that out there, but maybe we'll come up with something. I don't think it's going to be a Holy Cow. Lamar is having a tough decision.
So a double whammy for the Bulldogs, 2 penalties, and I'm pretty sure Coach Wright has that in his data bank to say what's going on, guys. So at 1:04, the Mustangs will take over at the 35-yard line, trailing by the score of 7-0. I do like the simplicity of this field because this is a multi-purpose field, and it's just green turf, and as you can see, it's got the soccer dimensions on here and everything.
Yes, sir.
And just a good use. Yes, sir. Just a good use.
Hey, got to get a shout out to North Texas in Atlanta, Texas. My mom just gave a little text. Said she's listening in Atlanta, Texas. We'll give you a shout out.
She's proud of her son.
Thank you for bringing your ears here.
All right. We're ready to go back to action now. Thomas in a double pistol formation, split receivers. He takes it. He wants to throw. He's got all day, and he rolls out to the left. He's flushed out the pocket, and he's going to get another scramble ability. He's like Houdini right now, still on his feet as he stumbles across the 50-yard line. They're going to spot him at the 48-yard line of the Bulldogs, a pickup of 17 yards on the run.
That is a very athletic quarterback right there. That is Tavares Thomas, and he avoided several tacklers again. Scrambled another 15 or 20 yards more than what he actually picked up again. Had defenders in the backfield. That's a very athletic quarterback. He's doing a fine job for Lamar Consolidated right now.
Yes, sir. So now ready to go back. Double pistol formation yet again. There's a handoff to the back. Deep back that time was number 9, Larry Blackman. And Blackman is able to pick up a couple of positive yards. They're going to save 3 yards on that run.
Yeah, number 60. That's Christian Jeffrey. Looks like he was in on that tackle for the Bulldogs. Was able to pick up about 3 yards on that carry. We need to get some beef up there up front. They're doing a pretty decent job of getting some pressure on them, but just really not able to grab them when they need to.
Yeah, you got a dip seal instead of doodle to make everything happen. Ready to go back to action now. 2 receivers to the left. There's another give to Blackman. Blackman running straight up the middle. Looked like Eric Dickerson that time running high.
He did.
To the left side.
Knees are really pumping right there. It's Bradley Zika, number 44 for the Bulldogs on the tackle. And that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter.
We have come to the end of the first quarter of play. The Bulldogs on top by the score of 7-0. This is Mike Prince and Randy Allen. We're going to take us a quick break, and we'll be right back with the second quarter play of Waller Bulldog football.
I'm in almost every school bus and classroom. I go to school with your children. We say the Pledge of Allegiance together. You see me around the neighborhood, and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm 1 out of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger. This problem is closer than you think. My teacher tells me we can grow up to be whatever we want. I want to grow up to be someone who doesn't go to bed hungry. There's enough food in this country to feed everybody. Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help. Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me, quietly struggling with hunger. Together, we are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
And welcome back. We got the first play of the second quarter off.
Lamar Consolidated had run the ball at the end of the first quarter, and they had at the time a 3rd and 2. They were back on the field and sideline right here, and I just happened to be sitting there watching him on that play. He beat the tackle on the inside, caught that running back from behind for a loss of about 3.5, 4 yards. It's a very good play for Tim.
So it's going to be second down and a long 13 or a short 14, depending on how you want to look at it.
Right. I'll consider it a long 14. Let's call it that.
Mustangs going from right to left on your screen. Underneath center now is Thomas. 3 receivers to his left side. He rolls to his left. He looks. He wants to throw. Throw in the flat. That ball is almost intercepted. Defender for the Bulldogs lost his footing and was not able to bring that one in.
Yeah, DeAndre Blackshear almost kind of slipped as he was going for the ball. It looks like a little miscommunication between the receiver and Mr. Thomas for Lamar as the receiver kept running down the field, but the quarterback threw looks like maybe a 10-yard out. And DeAndre almost got himself his first interception of the year.
So far, DeAndre's been at the right place at the right time for this evening. Play clock is down to 8 seconds. 3rd down and 14, as Mr. Allen would like to call it. 10:49 or 10:50 before halftime. The high snap to Thomas. He's flushed out of the pocket again. He squants a square and throw, and he's going to be forced out of bounds. Great defensive effort by the Bulldogs. Leading that charge was number 60, Christian Jeffrey. Yes, sir.
He was hustling on that. He made a great move to the inside right there to get underneath the tackle and made a good chase from behind to keep pressure on the quarterback.
Now, technically, that would be considered a sack because he lost yards on the pass play trying to scramble out. So we'll credit Jeffrey with the sack, even though I'm not the official scorekeeper.
No, but you are for us.
So the punting unit is out, and who we have back deep?
It's Derek Wright. Back deep. He's on the near hash, about the 15-yard line.
Oh, what was that? That looked like a rugby play.
He's trying to get into a roughing the kicker play, but he's also trying to attempt to run the ball and then kick it. He's looking for some sympathy for the head official right there, but he's not getting it. Thank goodness he knows his little games there.
10 minutes and 20, or they got the clock running right now. I don't know why the clock is running. It should have been 10:23 when it stopped.
Still running.
Don't understand that. When the ball is meanwhile going to be placed at the 18-yard line, the clock should have been stopped at 10:23, and it is down under 10 minutes right now. We got to try to find out what's going on with that. It has not been.
They just stopped it at 9:58.
They just stopped it at 9:58. So, man, that was a whole 25 seconds gone. Back to action, the handoff to Eric Wright. Wright lost the ball.
Tyron kept that ball, Coach. They fooled you.
They did fool me.
It was a very good fake to Eric Wright up the middle, but Tyron Taylor pulled the ball. Was able to pick up a yard on that carry. As he tried to juke to the outside and cut inside, but just couldn't get away from the shoestring.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we do apologize about that. We had a loss of play. We missed a 32-yard keeper by Tyron Taylor. We do apologize that we lost the signal, but that's what happens when you deal with technology on sometimes.
Yes, sir.
Meanwhile, it's going to be second down and a yard gain off the first possession. Was that another keeper by Taylor?
That was Jacob Cadu on a carry up the middle.
So now we're ready. Yeah, it's not much. You got a double pistol formation now, Taylor. Tight formation look by the Bulldogs. Taylor wants to roll. He had it open receiver in the flats, but fell a little short.
It's a little bootleg play right there. They fake it back to this sideline coming to us, and Tyron kept the ball. Trying to hit Derek right in the flats there, but had a little bit of pressure from the Lamar defense and wasn't able to complete it to him. Get a little quick shout out to Atlanta, Texas. Debbie Wisdom up there listening, tuning in to us. Appreciate that. We'll take all the customers we can.
That's right. That's right. 3rd down and 10 for the Bulldogs. There's going to be a quarterback rush. Oh, Taylor makes the defender miss. He's got plenty of room to go, looking for one block, and he's going to be forced out of bounds just outside the 40-yard line at the 42. A pickup of 9 yards on the run.
A great escape right there. That was reminiscent of Tavares Thomas there for Tyron. The defender coming from his backside, and Tyron at the last second sensed him coming and was able to kind of duck and roll back out of it. Was able to pick up about 7 yards, but we're going to be about 2 yards short of the first down. The ball is going to be marked on the left, or the far hash, which is the left hash for the Bulldogs. Daniel Nieto in punt formation.
So now they're ready to go. Bulldogs take it, a drop punt. End over end, bounces at the 10 and hits into the defender's hand, or the receiver's hand at the 4. Running to the right, a good open field tackle. Great tackle, has a one-on-one tackle on Bice Malone. And Lamar will now take over.
Another good punt by Daniel Nieto there to get the ball down, and really good coverage by the Bulldogs. I keep waiting for a player to turn around so I can see his number, and I believe that's Josh Van Zant that hustled down the field to make that play, was able to catch him by the ankle and trip him up at the 5-yard line. So it's going to be spotted on the far hash for Lamar as Thomas in the offense comes out for Lamar Consolidated.
And we do want to welcome those back who may have been bumped off. We had some early technical difficulties. That's one of the disadvantages of broadcasting from the rural. But
that's right.
That's what happens. Back to action. Thomas with 3 receivers to his left, pinned back deep at his 5-yard line. Takes it, gives a play action route, and there's a run straight up the middle.
Oh, no.
Making defenders miss across to the 25, close to the 25-yard line. A run of strong 22 yards.
21. Yeah, that's Jalen Jones for Lamar Consolidated. And that was just a little play right up the middle. Avoided a couple of tackles right there. And from the 5, he gained all the way up to the 23-yard line. So that's a pickup of 18 yards. Ball is going to be spotted again on the far hash as they come back to the line with 3 receivers to the left, or on the near sideline right there. And they lost about 2 yards, so they're going to mark the ball at the 29-yard line again on the far hash.
So we do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We're having some challenges. We just got word that part of our broadcast team had a minor accident on their way to their broadcast tonight at Royal against Episcopal. They did just get there. We pray that all is well with Ford and Jones. Back to action. The screen being set up beautifully and plenty of running room. Baker defenders miss. He collides with his own defender, or I should say teammate instead of defender.
Teammate, and as a given good chase, Bradley Zika was almost on this side of the hash mark on that screen play and was able to chase it down all the way on the far side of the field.
So the no-huddle offense now 4th down and inches. It looks like Thomas might try to draw the Bulldogs off. The clock is at 5:30.
Bulldogs are fortunately able to get back and get in position real quick on that. They were paying attention very good on that. Fortunately.
That's a good defensive stance by the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs may have stood them up right there, Mike.
Wow. The Bulldogs defense standing up to the calls to make the deep penetration.
Where they have the ball marked, that is not going to be a first down.
All right. Well, looks like we're going to have another turnover of downs.
I believe the Bulldogs have stopped them again right here. We're going to have a turnover on down.
Great position, too, on the field.
Ball is
Unbelievable.
just past the 32-yard line.
What are they measuring for?
I don't know.
From looking at the spot and from where that is, that should have been short. And it is.
They stopped him.
Wow. Bulldogs with a
Ball's
turnover
about
of downs.
6 inches short there. I do have X-ray vision eyes. I can see that.
That's right. Hey, your glasses look great, by the way.
Thank you. It's getting to that point where you have to have something to magnify something up close. But I can see at a distance really well.
So the Bulldogs will get the ball at the 33-yard line. Wow, that's some desperate stuff to be going for it.
Hey, that's some good defense by the Bulldogs right now as the offense is on the field.
Tyron Taylor with the counter move, gives it to Wright. Wright running up the middle, still shedding off defenders down to the 26-yard line. Tough run by Wright for another positive gain.
Very tough physical run by Eric Wright. Lyman is opening up some really good holes. They're just almost as if the running back is getting there, and those holes are closing down a little bit too fast for him. But Eric was able to pick up 6.5, 7 yards on that carry there as the ball spotted on the 26-yard line. The ball is on the far hash from us.
Second down now, another give. This time Tyron Taylor is going to keep it, and he's going to be met back at the 30-yard line. Big defensive play by the Mustangs.
Yeah, a little zone read play right there. Actually faked me out on that one. I thought Eric had the ball.
So we're 1 for 1 then.
We are. Tyron did keep the ball, and looks like we lost it back to the 30-yard line, which is what's that, a loss of about 4 yards.
So it's going to be third down, and we'll call it 6. 3rd and 6. Bulldogs coming up. 3 receivers to the right side. Ball is on the left hash mark. Taylor gets it, rolls to his right, throws in a slot. That ball is caught quickly and brought down. Helmet came off the receiver.
Ball caught in the flats by Cameron Shannon on the play. That was just a little quick route. Had a little pressure from the defense. Don't think it was able quite to develop like they wanted it to get out in defense for Lamar. Made a good play, though.
So it looks like Coach Patton's gamble may have paid off here
so far
in the second quarter.
4th down and about 6 yards right here.
3 minutes and 29 seconds before the half. Mike Prince and Randy Quiet Storm Allen here in Rosenberg. Bulldogs look like they're going for it now, and there's early movement by one of the big boys. That wasn't who I think it was it? That was Zachary Day. Oh, they called timeout. Wow, we dodged a bullet right there.
I'll tell you what, if they did get that timeout in before the penalty, they were very fortunate.
Even though it's not close to Resurrection Sunday, that was a Good Friday call.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
So
we'll take that for a minute, and we're going to get a word in. We got the Waller Bulldog Club. That's a group of individuals from the Waller Independent School District that are booster supporters, and we give a shout out to them. We're also looking at Larry's Automotive at 30540 on FM 362 in Waller, Texas, serving the Field Store area and the local Waller community. We'll give another shout out to Varsity Grill there in Waller at 31315 off of 2920 right there in Waller. Their number is 936-372-9115.
So
give another shout out to Galileo's Mexican Grill in Patterson. They're at 1988 FM 359.
Oh, back to the game. 4th down. Bulldogs went for it. Rolling to the left was Taylor, and he had an open receiver, but was deflected, and it's going to be a turnover of downs for the Bulldogs with 3 minutes and 11 seconds as we will see the ball now switch back to the Mustangs at the 29-yard line where they'll take over.
Well, I don't think they got exactly what they wanted out of that offensive possession. One of the keys is they were able to get that defensive break. They've been playing a good ball game so far.
Well, Coach, this is amazing that we're 3 minutes and 11 seconds away from halftime, And the Bulldogs, that was their fourth possession. And this is the must.
Went right through his hands, fortunately, for the Bulldogs.
So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 9. 2 minutes, and 29 seconds remaining. Mike Prince and Randy Allen here from Rosenberg, Texas. Another Friday night football extravaganza. Pretty good turnout for Lamar Consolidated here on tonight as well.
Yes, it is.
3 receivers to the left side now. Take it, looks to set, throws a slant. That ball almost intercepted. Guess who?
DeAndre Blackshear again with another interception. That almost went through the hands of Cameron Rape as well. I'm a little curious as to why Tavares Thomas is not in there, because that's twice to throw a flag.
There's a word for that, and it's called cheesy.
That is pretty cheesy, isn't it? Since we are homers, we can say that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is our network. Back to live action. Ball on the left hash mark. There is a keeper this time by Taylor, and he may lose a yard as he tried to run to the right side, and he was
met. They were lucky enough that they're actually going to get us back to the line of scrimmage.
They were generous with that spot, wasn't they?
I believe they were.
Someone needs to explain 25 seconds that was lost anyway, so maybe we need to reserve that.
I don't know if we should complain or be happy.
Yeah, getting out of here. Yeah.
7
I would be happier if we can get in with this 146 that remains. How does that sound?
Absolutely.
All right, Taylor now in a tight formation. Pistol is the look. He gives it to right. Right hops and skips to his left side, and he's finally wrapped up for a very minimal gain.
Yeah, Lamar Consolidated appears to be getting a lot more pressure up front now than they were earlier in the game. And I don't know, it looks like they may have gone to a little bit smaller and quicker lineup than what they had previously. I could be wrong about that, but
looks like the clock is stopped. It said 1:38.
Not real sure why.
Now the clock has just started back.
Yeah,
now
the officials are trying to get it to run.
Now they're stopping it again. It should have been stopped. There's been a couple of mystery moments thus far.
It really has.
We lost 25 seconds earlier. Now the officiating crew is meeting together to discuss the matter. Meanwhile, we want to give a shout-out and a speedy recovery to Dominique Merle. He's in Tomball Regional Hospital recovering, and we wish you well, my friend, and to the Merle family, Dr. Merle. I know it's a stress time right now, my friend, but you are in God's hand. And thank you all for listening to our broadcast on tonight. Hope we're serving you justice and well as we provide this Bulldog coverage, as we provide Waller County coverage. We cover the Bulldogs, the Bobcats, and the Hempstead Bobcats. The Bobcats are actually in Houston on tonight as they're playing against Reagan at Dunbar Stadium. The Falcons are away at Episcopal in Bel Air area. So they are adjusting the clock down to 1:15. And that seems fair. That's
fair. They never did say anything about the previous
25 seconds
yes, that we lost before. So, and I think really Waller doesn't mind at all if that clock runs.
I could imagine Brad Wright is not really concerned about that right now.
I'm thinking he wants that clock to run just as fast as it can right now. It'd be good to get into the half with a lead.
2 receivers to the left, another fade route. Oh, threw that ball behind the intended receiver, wide open. Timing was just a bit off.
Yeah, I think there was a miscommunication on the route he was supposed to run. Like you say, he was wide open. And brings us 4th and 9 from about the 33-yard line of Lamar Consolidated. So we're going to have a punt situation here for the Bulldogs. And I think that just kind of right here is what we didn't want to happen. We wanted that clock to run and possess the ball throughout the rest of that time.
There's a snap and the 3-step punt with time. That ball will take a Mustang bounce and will be touched at the 32-yard line where the Mustangs will take over.
About a 36, 37-yard punt from Daniel Nieto, which is not bad. There was no return. The ball did bounce. It got maybe a yard or so on the bounce in Lamar's favor. But it was a good punt from Daniel Nieto. with no return. They did have some pretty good coverage there, which is good. And so we've got about 55 seconds left in the half as Lamar Consolidated comes back on the field.
And we'll see if they're still with the quarterback change. And well, now here's a spotting. There's a Thomas spotting right now.
Coming back on. He's a dangerous quarterback.
Yes, sir. Very agile.
Drop back and to throw the ball. I was going to say a while ago that they may bring number 8 on just for throwing purposes, but he's doesn't appear to be as much of a threat as Thomas. He's too wide to the left. He goes back under center. Oh, no. Bunch of arm tackling as running back takes the ball. About 25-yard pickup on the far sideline. Is that right there? I believe was Larry Blackman on the
Yes,
carry.
sir. That was Mr. Larry Blackman.
And
a big,
Lamar Consolidated.
strong run.
As they move the chains, they stop the clock at 47 seconds.
Ball is at the 43-yard line. Bulldogs defense got to buckle down right now. 2 receivers to the right side. Taylor underneath center. He takes it, looks, gets the snap. There's another counter move given straight back to Blackman, who's running straight up the middle and deep into the secondary of the Bulldogs, down to the 29-yard line. 2 runs, 2 first downs, and Consolidated's moving right along.
And I think this is what you didn't want to happen with that clock, as Lamar Consolidated calls another timeout with 40 seconds left in the half. And like I say, I think that's why when that clock had stopped, it really ended up hurting the Bulldogs, as they definitely wanted that clock to run, try to eat up as much of that time as possible. More just 2 plays now. What have they gained here?
Yes, sir. This drive started at the 32-yard line. So
almost 41 yards, 39 yards on 2 plays.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
your math is pretty good, my friend.
I can guess real fast.
Oh, my. Timeout taken by Lamar Consolidated. 40 seconds remaining in this first half of play. Bulldogs on top by the score of 7-0. Mike Prince and Randy Allen here from Rosenberg, Texas. The night has almost crept upon us with these earlier starts, man. We get to see the sun set and rise. This is actually a pretty nice-looking venue that about makes Rosenberg look attractive at night.
Yeah, this is really nice here. They have a nice setup. Just got a new field here. I guess it was about 3 years ago. I believe they got a new field. So Thomas for Lamar Consolidated under center again as we start.
There's another give to Blackman, right and middle. Blackman is just picking his lanes and having his way.
Pick up 9 yards again.
That's going to probably be enough for a first down, Coach.
Yeah, I believe that right there is that is number 9. That's Larry Blackman again.
20 seconds. Now, there's a fumble on the snap. And
there's a flag on the play. Kind of a little miscombobulation there of the snap and the penalty and the whistle. And I don't believe we really have a false start on Lamar Consolidated is the call. That's going to move them back to about the 24-yard line, which will give them second and about 5 yards. Well, 6 yards. They moved it outside the 25 on the far hash.
15 seconds. The clock has started back running. Thomas looks to throw, throwing across the middle, and that ball was almost intercepted over the intended receiver for the Mustangs. That looked like that was number 88, if I'm not mistaken.
Chris Williams, number 87 for Lamar Consolidated. Ball was overthrown about 4 or 5 yards there. So that's just kind of a straight drop back.
A straight drop back and a heart attack waiting to happen.
8 seconds left before the half. Thomas for Lamar Consolidated coming back to the huddle, has the play from the sideline. Ball is on the far hash as the defense is set up for Waller.
Man, this could be a big break for the Bulldogs. They find a way not to allow anything to come.
3rd and 6. They're in shotgun formation.
Throwing the fade route and a jump on it. Oh, that's a
on it. Touchdown, Lamar Consolidated. Number 18 is Steven Statton. The ball thrown by Tavares Thomas. Looks like the safety just wasn't able to react in time to get over there.
Looked like he had a break on it, but was, for some reason, just couldn't make the connection. And the sad part about that, Coach, it is 0.2 seconds remaining.
Unbelievable. Number 14 for the extra punt is Devontae Levine. He is successful on the point after touchdown. That ties the score, 7-7.
Now, you explain this one. There's 0.2 seconds left, and they just let the clock run on an extra point.
That they do.
So now they're
take it
going
to
into
the
halftime?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, with that being said, the Bulldogs end up giving up the touchdown with just seconds remaining before going into half with a 7-0 lead. What we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get a pause for the calls and get some stats and information together for you as we get ready for our halftime report. Keep it locked where you got it, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. We're taking a break from our live coverage right now, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with more live coverage. You can keep up with us on Twitter at OBN_radio. You can follow us on iHeartRadio. Go to iHeartRadio.com, hit the talk section. From there, go to sports and look for OBN Sports. You can like our Facebook page at Open Mic Broadcast Network. Be sure to follow us on Spreaker.com. Look for Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can also send us an email at ombnetwork@gmail.com. And don't forget, you can always follow us at our website at KTORradio.com. The station designed with you in mind. The Open Mic Broadcast Network. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. We're taking a break from our live coverage right now, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with more live coverage. You can keep up with us on Twitter at OBN_radio. You can follow us on iHeartRadio. Go to iHeartRadio.com, hit the talk section. From there, go to sports and look for OBN Sports. You can like our Facebook page at Open Mic Broadcast Network. Be sure to follow us on Spreaker.com. Look for Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can also send us an email at ombnetwork@gmail.com. And don't forget, you can always follow us at our website at KTORradio.com. The station designed with you in mind. The Open Mic Broadcast Network. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. We're taking a break from our live coverage right now, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with more live coverage. You can keep up with us on Twitter at OBN_radio. You can follow us on iHeartRadio. Go to iHeartRadio.com, hit the talk section. From there, go to sports and look for OBN Sports. You can like our Facebook page at Open Mic Broadcast Network. Be sure to follow us on Spreaker.com. Look for Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can also send us an email at ombnetwork@gmail.com. And don't forget, you can always follow us at our website at ktorradio.com. The station designed with you in mind. The Open Mic Broadcast Network. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. We're taking a break from our live coverage right now, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with more live coverage. You can keep up with us on Twitter at OBN_radio. You can follow us on iHeartRadio. Go to iHeartRadio.com. Hit the talk section. From there, go to sports and look for OBN Sports. You can like our Facebook page at Open Mic Broadcast Network. Be sure to follow us on Spreaker.com. Look for Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can also send us an email at ombnetwork@gmail.com. And don't forget, you can always follow us at our website at ktorradio.com. The station designed with you in mind. The Open Mic Broadcast Network. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. We're taking a break from our live coverage right now, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with more live coverage. You can keep up with us on Twitter at OBN_radio. You can follow us on iHeartRadio. Go to iHeartRadio.com. Hit the talk section. From there, go to sports and look for OBN Sports. You can like our Facebook page at Open Mic Broadcast Network. Be sure to follow us on Spreaker.com. Look for Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can also send us an email at ombnetwork@gmail.com. And don't forget, you can always follow us at our website at ktorradio.com. The station designed with you in mind. The Open Mic Broadcast Network. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. We're taking a break from our live coverage right now, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with more live coverage. You can keep up with us on Twitter at OBN_radio. You can follow us on iHeartRadio. Go to iHeartRadio.com. Hit the talk section. From there, go to sports and look for OBN Sports. You can like our Facebook page at Open Mic Broadcast Network. Be sure to follow us on Spreaker.com. Look for Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can also send us an email at ombnetwork@gmail.com. And don't forget, you can always follow us at our website at ktorradio.com. The station designed with you in mind. The Open Mic Broadcast Network. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. We're taking a break from our live coverage right now, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with more live coverage. You can keep up with us on Twitter at OBN_radio. You can follow us on iHeartRadio. Go to iHeartRadio.com. Hit the talk section. From there, go to sports and look for OBN Sports. You can like our Facebook page at Open Mic Broadcast Network. Be sure to follow us on Spreaker.com. Look for Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can also send us an email at ombnetwork KTORBnetwork@gmail.com. And don't forget, you can always follow us at our website at KTORradio.com. The station designed with you in mind. The Open Mic Broadcast Network. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. We're taking a break from our live coverage right now, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with more live coverage. You can keep up with us on...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are at halftime right now, where we are all tied up at 7 apiece. The Bulldogs and the Mustangs from Lamar Consolidated getting things together. Bulldogs got on the scoreboard first with an 8-yard touchdown run by Tyron Taylor with 1:09 in the first quarter play to cap off a 7-play drive that started from the 46-yard line of the Mustangs. The point after was good, and the Bulldogs were going back and forth. Turnover of downs, good defensive play. Had a defensive collapse toward the end as the end of the first half, as there was a touchdown completion of 29 yards from the quarterback Thomas to his receiver Stephen Stratton. 29 yards, and the Bulldogs find themselves tied at halftime. Right now, the band for the Bulldogs, the award-winning band for the Bulldogs, are out on the field right now, as we'll give you some scores of some of the local schools in our area. We have C.E. King, last report we had, were all over Magnolia by a score of 24-0 late in the first quarter of play. Tomball Memorial up on Galena Park at halftime by the score of 7-0. Wharton is having its way with Needville. The Blue Jays are trailing by the score of 15-0. Liberty Hill 21. And the Brenham Cubs 14 in the first quarter play. Elsick was victorious over Stratford on yesterday by the score of 37-7. St. Pius is holding off Sealy at this moment with a score of 7-0. We'll try to get an update of the Royal Falcons game here momentarily, as they are on the way down in Houston. If you'd like to listen to that game during our break, simply dial 724-444-7444. Hit in the code 134280, and you'll be able to listen to the Running Rev and Ford F-150. A lot of going on around the land of Texas and the country, if you will, on Friday Night Football. Well, Coach, we're going to keep it home and bring us up to speed of what we got going on at Waller ISD.
Yeah, I was able to talk to Coach Seeley this morning. She's our girls volleyball coach, and the girls right now are 10 and 18. They're playing at Rudder tonight, which is a Bryan College Station school. So we want to wish them luck. We want them to get on winning track. That's a district ball game for them. Oh, no, it is not either.
No, Rudder's out. Realignment. Realignment.
So that is not a district game. But they are at Rudder High School tonight playing. We're going to get a little update with Coach Alex McMorris with the boys and girls cross country team. They ran in the Moonlight Madness in Montgomery last night, and will participate next week in the Navasota cross country meet. I know we had a runner last night in a 3.2 mile race that lost his shoe at about a little over a mile in, and was able to pick it up, but ran the rest of the race with just one shoe.
With a 3.2 mile and one shoe?
One shoe. We're going to call him Shoeless Jordan Pelot now, I think.
Well, man, what you think the kid would run with no shoes on?
Well, there's no
shoes are a handicap, man.
Yeah, they may have been. I'm thinking that today he's got a little blister handicap on the bottom of his feet.
Well, a 3 3-minute mile, you think you don't have a blister or two running barefoot? Wow.
He toughed it out, finished the race last night. Had a pretty good finish for this first time participating in cross country. We're proud of our other sports at Waller High School. I know we've got a lot of other events going on too. The band just completed their halftime performance. I know they've been working real hard. That drum line is looking real good. My daughter is on
I was going to say, why would you just point out the drum line?
I'm going to give them a little extra props there.
Yes, sir. I do understand. As now, Lamar Consolidated's band will now come out to get ready to do their performance. And speaking of Bulldog volleyball, they're scheduled, as you talked tonight, they're going to be in a tournament at Magnolia. The junior varsity will be tomorrow at Magnolia. They hadn't had the times when the schedule come out, but you can check with Miss Mary Ann Cossack for more information to get that taken care of. The Lady Bulldogs will also be taking on Belleville at Belleville. That should be a very steep measuring stick, as we got the riffraff have come in, standing up over us. Man, who are these people, man? we got Mr. Gary Buchanan, and this guy here. You guys, now you're standing over. Y'all gonna talk or say something, or we just? Well, give him one of the and introduce. Yeah, there you go, Mr. Moran. Get on over there. Now, all right. How you doing, sir?
We are doing well tonight.
All right, doing well tonight. Tight halftime, a collapse toward the end, but things are picking up pretty well. As a matter of fact, we were talking and telling the listeners about Desmond Merle as we are praying. Dominique, I'm sorry. There's a D. I knew it was a D in there, but Dominique, get better. I'll start calling you Desmond. How that sound? So he's at Tomball Memorial Hospital right now listening, but it's just a family environment here, and we're glad to see you sporting your Waller Bulldog polo, man.
Proud to be out here tonight, and I know all the Bulldogs want to bring home a win tonight for Dominique. We want to wish you a get well, Dominique, if you're listening. He is a strong young man, and we'll be back with the Bulldogs shortly, we hope.
Now, I'll make you laugh, Dominique. Now maybe I can race you. Not through your heel while you're sick right now. I can race you, and I might even spot you half a yard. How that sound, my friend? Well, look, Coach, I call you Coach, but you're Coach anyway.
I've done that for a few years myself.
We're going to get your analysis of this first half of play.
Well, right now it's pretty optimistic. You started seeing the Bulldogs opening up on the passing game a little bit, pulling those linebackers back, which keeps our running game going. We're pretty happy about that. But also, you're looking at Lamar Consolidated. It's got a heck of a set of running backs out there that are and their quarterback doing some damage. But if you look at our boys, they're in the position to make tackles, and I think in the second half that's going to really help them out, and they're going to start wrapping up that quarterback pretty quickly.
Yes, sir. Now, Lamar Consolidated did defer, and they'll be getting the ball at the second half, so that's going to always be a big major factor as we get ready for the second half of play. Well, Mr. Moran, we do thank you, man, for that on-point analysis, if you will. But now we got to put this other guy to rest and see if he could go. Now we're gonna make it easy for you, Mr. Buchanan.
All right.
But we're gonna make it easy. First of all, how you doing, sir?
I'm good, Michael.
All right, good.
Well,
We're doing great. Would have been doing better with a 7-point lead instead of going to a tie. It's like
that was painful.
Yeah, it was a little painful. It looked like with the cover 2 formation that the DB was going to be able to make a break on it. He jumped on, but just couldn't get there in time. But I know you have an interest at heart, and go ahead and tell us about it, man. The band.
Oh, okay. We were talking football first.
Well, we can talk football. We can talk band.
We're good.
Because you know what the band says. The band says there is no football without the band.
Yeah, it's the band performance separated by 2 halves of some ball sport. But we're really excited about this year's band. It's getting bigger. It's getting louder. They're performing well, way ahead of schedule where we think we're going to be, or where we think we should be. So it's pretty exciting.
So did you travel alone tonight, sir?
No, I brought my lovely bride and about 130 band kids.
Well,
with us,
have they been fed yet?
We did. We always take care of the band. Now you know that.
Well, I'm saying if there's 100+ hungry children, then you really have a problem on your hand.
Yeah. No. We got them focused with their weapons out there on the field, and they played nice and loud now, and we're pretty excited about it. excited about getting this football season started, or this band season started.
Yes, sir. That's what I said. That's what I was going to say. A lot of people are not aware that it's competition time.
Yep.
And so bring the people up to speed of what's going on with the Waller Band.
Yeah, so a few things are happening now is that we're getting ready for our season. We actually, competitions start in about 3 weeks in Conroe. Band of America's, BOA, will kick that off. We'll perform in Conroe, and then we head down to South Houston. Then we're back up. We actually have a weekend off this year, and Waller ISD is hosting a regional contest. We have 16 bands signed up to perform in our stadium on an all-day tournament on a Saturday, and so we're very excited about that. And go on the website, check out all the dates, and it's pretty amazing. And then we hit the big time and play in the Alamo Dome.
That's always a big, a fun event for the kids.
It's so fun to watch those kids' eyes when they're in the tunnel and about to walk out on that field, and they hear that crowd, and they got the butterflies going, because I know I do standing next to them. So. But yeah, we're real excited about that.
Well, I was first to admit, as you know, my son was a band guy. His time at Waller.
He's a band geek like the rest of us.
Yeah, and I have to admit, being the old jock that I am, I never knew the intensity that came.
Well, it's pretty amazing. We've been hitting it for 2 months now.
You guys are wicked with those cellos and everything else. Yeah, I mean, it's intense. They're out there doing 3-a-days. The football players talk about 2-a-days. These guys are tugging equipment, marching rhythmically, and everything, and they're doing it, and they want to be out there.
Yeah, it's so much fun, and I tell you, we've got a big mass of freshmen this year, and it's great to see the program growing so much at the junior high levels, and then those kids, getting to participate at junior high and then come up to the big league, so to speak, at the high school, and we're very excited about that and that bunch, and they're dragging along a bunch of volunteer happy parents, and we're liking that too as well. So.
Yes, sir. Now, I do have a request.
Yes,
will you guys learn the song Happy?
We'll learn the song Happy?
Yeah.
I love that song.
Well, that would be an awesome band song.
Yeah. No, you know what? I'll put a word into the directors, and we'll see what we can do.
Okay.
I think we got a little bit of pull with them.
I hear you got a little influence anyway.
Yeah,
man.
just a little bit.
Yeah, so. You can talk to the band.
I try not to abuse it, though.
Well, no, you don't abuse it, but you do use it from time to time.
Yeah, you got to take advantage.
Well, they say if you don't use it, you lose it. Just don't abuse it.
Yeah. Now, since we're talking to the home crowd and talking about volunteering, I also want to talk about our concessions real quick.
Okay.
If you ever want to volunteer, the door's always open. We have the best nachos, chili and cheese, hot dogs, sausage on a stick, barbecue, all that kind of stuff down there in
you're making me hungry.
Our own stadium, and we're taking credit cards this year, so you don't have to worry about bringing that cash. That's huge.
As Randy Allen over here does the fist pump, so you were thinking about me. Wow, credit card.
A family gets out there in today's society. We just, none of us carry around cash anymore. No. So we're making it easy
or none of us have cash.
Yeah, well, there's that too. But we're trying to make it easy for everybody out there, and remember that's supporting the fine arts program, band program at Waller ISD. We also on the very top of the stadium, we have the tiki bar up there now.
All righty,
so we're serving sodas and slushies.
I was going to say, you make sure that you clarify when you say tiki bar.
Yeah, I know. I tried for that liquor license thing, and I couldn't get that by
It's just something about being on a public school, alcohol, something about that just doesn't jive.
Yeah. So, no, we're focused, and again, that's another fundraiser for us as well, and it's kind of nice, so you can come to the top of the bleachers, and Miss Pelot will make sure that we take good care of you there at the Tiki Bar, and if you got some decorations, bring those up. We'd love to paste those on. It's part of the community.
Man.
So
I think you just opened up a can of worms right there, my friend.
It takes a village, right?
It takes a village, yes, sir. And that's just what I'm afraid of. You have one end of the village to the other, and I'll tell you what it look like. Yeah. But we want to thank our halftime guests right now, Mr. Gary Buchanan and Kevin Moran. I got you, man.
I called him the Big M over the PA
The Big
system.
M. Well, all depends on how you interpret that Big M.
As long as it's not
This is family programming. You understand that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Man, we did not know this young man was a comedian, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. We might have to say that for a rainy day, my friend. I tell you what, we are going to take us a quick break, if you will, hear from some of the people who are making tonight's game possible. Want to thank you guys so much for being a part of it. Don't cut just yet, since you'll interfere with my production. When I do this here, you be good to go, okay?
I was opening the mic for Kevin here.
It is halftime. The Bulldogs and the Mustangs all tied at 7. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with our second half of Waller Bulldog football. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Another proud supporter for Waller County Athletics is the Varsity Grill, located at 31315 FM 2920 in Waller, Texas. The Varsity Grill has a variety of foods to choose from: Italian cuisine, Texas traditional, poor boys, burgers, seafood, and fried plate platters. For more information, why don't you give Diana and Teresa a call at 936-372-9115. The Varsity Grill, serving Waller County. Has your vehicle been giving you the blues? Contact our good friends at Larry's Automotive at 30540 FM 1488 in the Field Store area. Now 936-931-5566. Showing support for Waller County student athletes and helping educate today's children, the Learning Tree Child Care Center, located at 837 12th Street, Hempstead, Texas. Contact the owner, Carla Perry, at 979-826-4703. Another proud supporter for the Waller Bulldogs is Green Lawn Care Service, providing commercial and residential lawn maintenance for quality, service, and value. Contact Green Lawn Care Service at 979-277-2145.
And welcome back. Halftime just about complete here at the Lamar Consolidated home field at Guy Trailer Stadium, I should say. The Bulldogs and the Mustangs all tied at 7. And Mr. Alley, give us your analysis of how things have unfolded for you thus far.
Got to be able to play through adversity, and we're going to see how they come out in the second half. Like you stated earlier, they are going to come. Lamar Consolidated will come out and receive the ball, and so in the last few years, Waller has been a pretty solid defensive second half team, and so hopefully that they'll maintain that reputation of a stronger second half defensive team and be able to control them. And hopefully, maybe since it was right at the halftime, that they won't be able to hold on to that.
Well, we're hoping that they won't even let that be any more of a factor as they get ready for the second half of play. And I'm pretty sure Coach Wright will have the guys refocus and say, hey, that's spilled milk. There's nothing we can do about it. Let's regroup, refocus, and let's keep moving forward.
Absolutely.
Bulldogs will be on the defensive side as the Mustangs won the toss, but they deferred it to the second half, and we're all tied at 7. So we're now going to want to thank some people for tonight's broadcast being made possible. And Mr. Allen, you're on.
Well, we want to say thanks to Galileo's Mexican Grill down in Patterson off of 1988 FM 359. Their phone number is 979-865-1906. The Learning Tree Daycare Center in Hempstead is on 837 12th Street. And their number is 979-826-4703. We're also supported by Green Lawn Care, James Lidke, having quality service at a value price. His number is 979-277-2145. I want to thank Joey Parker at Armor Industries there in Waller at 41002 Business 290. And his number is 936-372-1234. I want to give a good shout out to Varsity Grill, one of our supporters and sponsors at 31315 FM 2920 there in Waller. Their number is 936-372-9115. Also sponsored by Larry's Automotive at 30540 FM 1488 in Waller, Texas there. His number is 936-372. I don't have the rest of that number.
You don't have the rest of that number? That's a shame. We don't have the rest.
We're going to give the Waller Bulldog Club, our Waller ISD.
Can everybody say typo?
And thank them for sponsoring our program here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We want to thank Michael Prince in years past for his diligent work in making this program and supporting Waller athletics for the whole county the way he does.
Well,
so we thank you, Mike, for all that you do.
Thank you, sir, very, very much. We got a text, wanted to know the Magnolia West score. We were not able to get that score. It was not reported when we checked at our halftime report, but we will try to give you that update along with other scores in the district and beyond as we get ready for this second half of play where the Bulldogs will be kicking off. The Bulldogs in all white uniforms. I call it Snow White in their look. They'll be going from right to left on your screen. Back deep for the Mustangs is number 4, Bryce Malone, okay, and the kick is up. Pooch kick.
He's got a chance.
Oh, what a big hammer hit, but a flag will be down. Boy, you talking about taking one for the team. Wow.
That was taking one right there.
Holy cow.
They had the ball on the tee at the closest, at the near hash mark, and it was a real high kick. It only went about 20 yards, and Waller was able to get down and clean shop on a couple of defenders for Lamar Consolidated. I'm afraid he was called for a penalty on that, and they're going to give an unnecessary roughness to Waller
personal
for that.
foul penalty. So that bring that ball to the 48-yard line. An excellent field position for Lamar Consolidated as we start off this third quarter play. The ball will be on the left hash mark as Mr. Thomas and crew will come out to see how they bid for their first possession here. Underneath center, power I formation. 2 receivers to the right side for Thomas. He takes the snap and he gives it straight back to the running back who falls across midfield.
Looked like Blake Wichard on the carry. That was just a little lead play right up the gut. Looks like they're going to pick up about 2.5, 3 yards on the carry.
That was actually Blackman that time on that carry.
That was Larry Blackman.
Yes, sir. That's what you had what I had a little bit earlier.
That's right.
It's a pickup of about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7 just on the way here in the second half. All tied at 7. Lamar Consolidated scored just as the half was ending with 0.2 seconds and a 19-yard touchdown, 29-yard touchdown pass for the Mustangs. Rolling back, the pass now is Thomas. He takes it, and the ball is hit. I thought he knocked it loose, but a big pursuit by Jeffrey.
Christian Jeffrey coming off the backside, giving good pressure to Thomas. Thomas had actually quite a few seconds there to set up and had a receiver open toward his near sideline, but obviously he wasn't able to see him, and Christian Jeffrey was able to get loose from his block and made a really good play right there. Almost knocked the ball loose.
Yes, sir. That's what I thought when he went underneath to punch it out, but Thomas had the awareness to tuck it in. That's the second sack for Jeffrey on tonight as it knocked him back to close to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. Ball's at the 49-yard line for the Mustangs. Right hash mark. Thomas now in the pistol formation. Checking out the 4-3 look for the Bulldogs. He takes the snap, looks to his left. He's being flushed out. Oh, my, the pressure is being applied by the Bulldogs. And a swing and a sack they're going to say was a throw. Boy, you talking about pressure. That was Derek Wright along with Christian Jeffrey. And a flag is down. Are they going to call intentional grounding?
I believe they are going to call intentional grounding on that. He was in the grasp and going down as he just kind of slung the ball toward the sideline. The ball was not even close to getting back to the line of scrimmage. And
so that would be a loss of down, too.
So it's a spot foul and loss of down, which
That's
is a big
huge
play
yes.
because that was a loss of about 14 yards. And so they're in punt formation.
So Wright sits back at his 30-yard line awaiting the punt. The snap is up.
We may have got a finger on that.
And that's a very feeble kick as it will take a Bulldog bounce and be touched at the 44-yard line. And that's where the Bulldogs will take over.
Yeah, I'm not so sure Bradley Zika, or maybe that was Adam Croy, I believe, in the backfield. They may have gotten a finger on that ball to deflect that down a little bit. They didn't even really get it back to where Consolidated had to get a first down on their possession. Waller's going to have the ball on the far hash. They're moving from our right to left. Ball is going to be placed at the 44-yard line.
Power eye look for the Bulldogs that we give to the up back, and that's going to be a very minimal gain for the Bulldogs as they took over with 10 minutes in this third quarter play.
And David Cadu there on a quick hitter by the fullback. He may have actually lost about a half a yard on that play. It's going to be very important for the offensive line of the Bulldogs to come out in this possession and exude some authority here.
Going back to action, rolling to the right side, had a wide open receiver open in the far corner, but missed that pass. That was a one hopper.
Yeah, it looked as if he just almost threw the ball off balance and just really couldn't get anything on the ball. Looked like Will Wagner was out split to the far sideline. Looked like he had some room if he'd been able to catch the ball and could have gotten back up the field.
So it will be 3rd down and 10 for the Bulldogs as they break out of the huddle right now. Ball is right in the center of the field, 44-yard line is where they are. There's a pitch out to right running to the right side. Got a block, got inside, getting across, running across first down. Down inside the 40, a strong run by Derek Wright.
Very strong run. Very strong run. I believe that's Eric Wright. He was dragging a tackler about 5 yards to get past the first down marker there. That was a little sweep play. The lineman had his man pinned to the outside, and Derek cut up underneath that block, just the way you want to run it back to read that block, and made a great run to get a first down, as that was 3rd and 10.
5th first down for the Bulldogs. Underneath center, power eye look. There's a give this time to Wright, who's picking and choosing, running up and running hard. Gains another 9-8 yards on that carry.
Eric is really running hard right now. He got in there and made a move, but he got hit 2 or 3 times and still just bounced off of him and kept running. You'd love to see that from a young man, to get in there and just to bang it up the middle and earning those difficult yards. That's an 8-yard carry right there. You'd love to be in a 2nd and 2 situation.
8 minutes and 30 seconds in the third quarter. 2 receivers to the left. Tyron Taylor keeps it up the middle, running, and gets across to the first down to the 26-yard line. Picks up another 4 yards and another Bulldog first down.
Yeah, let's just move the chains on that right there, Mike. Tyron just a little quarterback steep, hiding, getting real low behind the center as they were actually blowing that defensive line back off the ball right there. Man, that's what you want these guys on this possession to do.
Yes, sir. So now the Bulldogs breaking out, threatening the score here. Still a tight power eye look. There's another pitch to right, going to the right side this time, waiting for the block to develop, cutting through inside the 10, 15-yard line, down inside to the 14.
Another first down.
Strong running. It looks like Coach Wright is sending out a message right now that he's just going to go man on man, put a helmet on a helmet, and let's get it done.
Bring it on. Let's bring it on. That's right. And you know what? That's what they need to do.
That's called football, my friend.
There it is. 5 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yes, sir. 5 yards in a cloud of dust.
Well, I guess we're going 10 yards.
In a cloud of synthetic dust now that we're playing on this turf.
Synthetic rubber.
First down again for the Bulldogs. This time is a give to Cadu. Up, back, And Cadu will get a very minimal gain, but more importantly, he keeps the clock running.
Yeah, keep that clock running. Looks like Jacob there kind of lost his footing. Looked like kind of a counter to the sweep that they had run a couple of times, and they were going to try to sneak him back underneath with a little counter play, and looks like he lost his footing there for a 1-yard pickup.
So the Bulldogs still looking in his power look. Ball on the right hash mark. Underneath center. There's a give to right. Right running hard to the left side. And he may have gotten a yard off of that, as it will bring up third down. Now, we got to realize, it's 7-10 remaining in the third quarter play. This is the Bulldogs' first possession of the second half. What greater way to take back control of this game than getting a touchdown?
Doing it right here. That's right. That's right. And that right there, you can't, that was Christopher Williams, number 87 for Lamar Consolidated, just beating his man right there and getting into Eric, tackling him for no gain there.
So the Bulldogs have been running all series here, and they're going to continue to. Tyron Taylor on the quarterback keeper, running up the middle, down inside, a late flag. Look like it might be holding, Coach.
I believe they're going to get the receiver for holding on this left end right here. That's going to really hurt them. They were going to be marked about the 6-yard line as Tyron kept the ball on a bootleg type play back to this side, but they did call holding, spot foul marked from about the 10-yard line.
So they're going to put it back to the 20-yard line, which will make it third down and 16, Coach.
Yeah, that would have been really a good position to be in if the play would have counted, but unfortunately for the Bulldogs.
Yes, sir. Bulldogs took possession at the 10-minute mark. We're now down to 6:25 here in the third quarter play. They're coming up. This will be their 10th play of this drive, Coach, as the Bulldogs now more than likely in a passing situation. Pistol formation for Taylor. He looks and he gives it. He keeps it himself, and he gets to the 31-yard line. It looks like he might be trying to set up. Did you try to field goal right now, Coach?
You know what? It's early in the year, and I think it's a great opportunity to try one, but I'm not.
Doesn't look like personnel.
I'm not in a position to make that call.
No, neither one of us. Well, we can. That's why we're sitting up here with the headsets.
That's right.
But it does not look like the Bulldogs.
Opportunities like this, when you pass him up for a kicker, that when you want him late in the year and he hasn't been used all year, it really makes it hard on a kicker. But I believe we're just going to line it up and run a play here. So here we go.
And here we go.
We've got to get inside the 4-yard line for a first.
Pistol formation. There's a take. There's a throw right up the middle. Oh! Intended for Wes Campbell.
A lot of hands on him right there. That's tough. It's almost completed. The play was actually executed pretty well. Ball may have been just slightly thrown back to the middle of the field instead of back over his shoulder to give him a chance to get to the ball. But Lamar Consolidated defender was right behind him and just wasn't able to stretch out far enough to catch that ball. Actually, had he caught it, I believe it would have been possibly a little short of the first down anyway.
So Lamar Consolidated will take over now at their own 21-yard line, sustain an 11-play drive from the Bulldogs with no points to show for it. Underneath center is Thomas. He takes it and runs straight up the middle on a keeper just to get a little breathing room for the Mustangs.
Number 42, Dietrich Gardner, closing down the middle, making that tackle. Picked up about 4 yards just right up the middle there. Lamar Consolidated are definitely not disappointed with that outcome.
Well, Coach, this has been a fast-paced game with a lot of running, so the clock continues to move with the little mishap we had early in the game, but we won't harp on that. Back to action. There's another give, and not Blackman, but good defensive tackle by the Bulldogs as slicing through on the right side. Picked up a couple of yards.
Yeah, it's Walter Junius on that carry for Lamar Consolidated. And number 4 for the Bulldogs is Colin Sims-Davenport on that tackle. Up to keep that run to a minimal. Also did pick up about 2 yards. So that looking at third and 4 yards on the near hash. Lamar Consolidated moving left to right.
There's a give to the back. Blackman. He's cutting through, making defenders miss. Nifty running for a first down. And it will move the sticks with another pickup of about 5 to 6 yards.
Yeah, he was able to carry the tacklers a lot further than he should have on that. Bulldogs need to get tougher in there. They need to hit somebody and hold their line.
Coming right back now with the power I look, 2 receivers to the right side for Thomas. He takes it, gives it to Blackman again, who spins to the right side, and he is met by Rape for another tackle, but with loss.
Good play by Derek Wright. And I believe that was either Adam Croy or Cameron Rape right behind him on that play for a no gain on the play. That was, I believe, Derek Wright shooting the gap on that, just guessing right and getting in there and just start disrupting that play for no gain.
They actually will give him about a yard loss, so we say second and, since we're for the Bulldogs, 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11.
Thomas coming up underneath center.
Right there's
there,
movement. Not calling it.
Big boy to the left. The left tackle for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that's good right there. That'll help the Bulldogs out a little bit. Looks like the left tackle or may have been a tight end or something up there jumping a little bit too soon.
One thing I've noticed now, Coach, even on the high school level now, it used to be they would just call the penalty or the infraction. They wouldn't identify the player by number. But now they've seen to change that mode of approach these days.
I guess they're wanting to point the finger a little bit more now.
I guess. Or that's a sign of I'm getting older. Back to live action, power wide formation. Thomas takes it, a little read. He's going to keep it, and he's going to be tackled for another loss.
Cameron Rape. Woo! Nice play by Cam right there. I'm really kind of curious as to why Tavares Thomas is not this whole series. I believe he's been either split out or he's just now coming back into the game. Number 8 is Blake Witchert. Has been in the last several plays at quarterback. Looks like he's got the play from the coordinator of Lamar again, and he's calling the play. So it's kind of interesting to see why Tavares is not playing.
3rd down and 18 for the Mustangs. There's another quick play, wide open in the slot position, and picks up some big yardage for the Mustangs to make it 4th and manageable for the Mustangs.
Yeah, 4th and manageable. That gives it to 4th and 5. They had, what did they have there? 3rd and 18 at least on that.
Yes, sir. 3rd and 18.
Looks like the secondary kind of played real soft on that and just basically gave up an inside pass right there. But they are coming out in punt formation as Lamar Consolidated is on the field. Derek Wright is back on his 30-yard line. So we wait for the punt. The snap is back. The punt is off.
And
bounces.
Right
left the ball roll.
Whoa, boy, that ball almost snuck up on him.
It sure did. It almost hit him in the foot as he's backing up.
That ball was a major punt and a change of possession, as that ball will be punted all the way down to the Bulldogs' 14-yard line. That's where the Bulldogs will take over now.
Yeah.
With 1:35 left in this 3rd quarter.
You'd really like to see your return man get up and try to catch that ball in the air. I believe he may have been heading position a little bit too deep to receive that ball, but nonetheless, the Bulldogs have the ball. They're coming out onto the field. Tyron Taylor, quarterback in a shotgun formation and a one-back set to his right.
Takes it, looks. He wants to throw, looking up top, and that ball
is almost intercepted.
Yes, it was. He missed his receiver who was open on the inside.
Looks like Larry Blackman for Lamar Consolidated almost as he dove for the ball toward the middle of the field. Ball just came up short.
Was that Guillory that looked like the intended receiver? Joshua Guillory?
I couldn't tell if it was Josh Guillory or if it was Dylan Schroeder. Bulldogs are back in the huddle as the play has just been run back onto the field. The ball is left center of the hash.
3 receivers to the right side. There's a keeper by Taylor. Taylor running up the middle. He's got one man to beat on the defender. He's crossed over the 40-yard line, crossed the 50, and a big run. Looking to see if there are any flags, and there are no flags. A big run of 35 yards.
Tyron excited off that play. It was a beautiful zone read play. Tyron kept the ball, cut up the middle, and took the ball to the near sideline. Once he got through the line, was able to outrun 2 or 3 defenders and finally run down by, I believe that was number 8, Blake Witchard.
So the ball is at the 49-yard line. 1:21 remaining in the third quarter play. 3 receivers to the right side. Ball is on the left hash mark. Taylor in the pistol formation. There's an official timeout.
I believe we have an injured player on our near sideline for Lamar Consolidated. I believe that's why we're stopping. I believe that was the young man that made the tackle.
Probably got the wind knocked out on. We hope it's something just as minor as that. Regardless if you're a Bulldog or Mustang fan, you don't want to see any of these kids get any unnecessary injuries or life-threatening injuries.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that was number 9, Larry Blackman, that made that play. I believe I gave credit to Blake Witchard, but I believe that was Larry Blackman that made the tackle, and looks like he just may have had a little calf cramp or something like that. So we're back live again. Eric Wright with the ball up the middle. The line is having a good surge. It looks like we're going to pick up about 3 yards for Eric Wright going right up the middle.
So Wright,
I believe it opens things up a little bit more when Tyron is able to slip in those big gainers like he just did there. That is such a huge boost to the offense when he's able to do that.
Speaking of a huge boost, the Bulldogs are battling in this contest. A lot of people not giving the Bulldogs credit for thinking this was going to be a blowout. The Bulldogs are right there in it with 40 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 3 receivers to the right side, pistol formation. Tyron Taylor gets the snap. He gives it to Wright. Wright running hard, still on his feet, close to a Bulldog first down. Wow.
What a great run. What a great effort from young Eric Wright right there. He actually was on somebody's back, and they marked the ball. Looks like a little short of where he actually hit the ground, but
that's going to be about a half a yard or a yard short. Third down, Coach.
Yeah, they're only about a foot short of a first down right here, so looks like Waller's going to call timeout. The ball is just inside the 40-yard line of the Waller Bulldogs. We have 21 seconds left in the third quarter. There's not much of a breeze blowing this evening.
I don't even know why we got this AC on in the back.
I can tell you why that AC is on. Yeah, 15 sweaty men in here. If it wasn't.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, yes, sir. I guess they say shade from a toothpick beats no shade at all, right?
There's no shade at all.
Timeout on the football field. The Bulldogs and the Mustangs all tied at 7. Friday Night Football lights. The Running Reb and Mr. Ford F-150 are in Houston as they are giving the broadcast for the Mustangs. For the Falcons. And the Bobcats are in Houston as well as they're taking on Reagan. We're back to action right now. Third down and short, and a first down on the quarterback keeper. And the Bulldogs keep the sticks moving, and that's more than likely is going to take us to the end of the third period of play where the Bulldogs and the Mustangs are tied at 7.
Strong surge by the offensive line right there as Tyron just tucked the ball right up behind the center. He moved that pile 5 yards.
We've reached to the end of the third quarter. We're going to take us a break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Waller Bulldog Football on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
As you spend your money on holiday gifts, don't forget to set aside some cash for retirement as a gift to yourself. Saving a little of your monthly income for retirement can be as affordable as the average holiday gift. If retirement is near, you'll want to hop on a fast sled and start saving right away. If you're younger, begin saving now, and compound interest will help your retirement funds snowball. A great way to start figuring out how much you'll need to save for retirement is to learn how much you could expect from Social Security. You can do that in minutes with Social Security's online retirement estimator at www.socialsecurity.gov/estimator. Happy holidays from Social Security.
All right, welcome back. Here we go. The start of the fourth quarter, and it's going to be a loss of yards for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Tyron Taylor with another tough run right there. It just, appeared to be just a slow developing play, and Lamar's defense was really coming in on them right there, and there really wasn't a whole lot to choose from right there. Tyron's a tough cookie there.
Ball is spotted at the 38-yard line. Bulldogs have flipped the field, going from left to right. Pistol formation now. The give is going to be to right, trying to go to the left side, and he will be met right where he stands.
Yeah, we need to turn it around. That's 2 plays in a row. We've actually lost about a yard and a half. You don't want to start your fourth quarter out like that after moving the ball successfully for so many yards, and they need to come up with something halfway big right here.
Halfway big.
That's right.
How about a whole way
Doesn't
big?
have to be a touchdown, but if we can get a first down, it sure would be nice.
Can I get 14 yards, please? The play now, Tyron rolling to his right. Want to throw, look at, he just missed everybody on that one.
Yeah, there's a little rollout to the right to our side of the sideline. I'm not real sure if there was a confusion in the routes or exactly what there was.
Looks like he was going to try to hit Malik Banks on that one, but that was. You ever heard the saying, "Your arms are too short to box with God"?
Yeah, absolutely. And Tyron's arm was a little long on that one. That combination doesn't mix well.
Knuckle punt goes down and go into the end zone. And that's going to be a punt.
That was really a pretty nice punt right there by Daniel Nieto. He was trying to angle the punt to the far sideline. Had the ball on the outside of the numbers, really in a good location, just didn't get a good bounce to get it out of bounds before it rolled into the end zone. So Lamar Consolidated will start on their 20-yard line.
10 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the contest. All tied. You got to be impressed, besides the mental breakdown for the Bulldogs at that the last play of the first half. Defense has been pretty stellar tonight.
They really have, and they've come out with nothing short in the second half. Looks like Tavares Thomas, the quarterback, which is...
Did he want to be out there? Didn't seem like he wanted to come out then, just then. As they have the
He's
quarterback.
actually lined up in a fullback position.
And they give it. There's a late flag thrown. That was all confusing. That play there, that series started off.
It really was. It's really don't know what's going on with Lamar Consolidated on this right here. Tavares Thomas walking to the sideline with his hands up, not really understanding what's going on. Bradley Zika on the play. There was a flag on the play, but Bradley Zika came up on that particular play right there and really stuck that running back. The call is illegal motion on Lamar Consolidated. The penalty is declined by Waller. And so they'll take the play, and there was no gain as Bradley Zika stopped the running back at the line of scrimmage, so we'll have 2nd and 10.
I like the move of Coach Wright on that. Don't give him any extra plays. You got good penetration. That's showing confidence in his defense.
Absolutely.
As well, too.
I think it's a great play. I mean, your kid stepped up and made a good play. Let's give him a little credit for it.
So the Mustangs are coming out in the pistol formation. There's a quick throw. That ball is overthrown.
Incomplete. They called it incomplete.
What a big hit on the receiver going out for the stretch.
It's Ray Simon on the hit. It's a little drop back pass right there, and The slot receiver ran a little 10-yard flag route. The ball was actually pretty well thrown. Receiver couldn't hang on to it, and Ray Simon, number 9 for the Bulldogs, really made a good hit on the receiver to jar the ball loose.
So going back to action now, or the Mustangs. There's another throw. That ball is caught on the far side. Good open field tackle for the immediate stop after the reception.
Yeah, that was a great open field tackle right there. I'm not real sure who that was. It was the cornerback, I believe, on the far side, which I believe is Colin Sims Davenport. Brings us to 4th down and about 4 yards.
Got to be careful now. The clock is running down to 9:30 remaining in the contest. All tied at 7. Back deep is right. He stands at the 47-yard line of the Bulldog. Man goes in motion. The snap is on. And there's another kick away from right. He bobbles the ball, and he finally recovers a suicide attempt. That appeared by right. He went, burling down his face, but the Bulldogs were fortunate enough to hold on.
To hold on is an end-over-end kick right to Derek Wright, number 21. Ball kind of went through his hands there. He was able to get back on it. And all in all, Bulldogs come out with the ball at the 36-yard line, which is not terribly bad field position to start this drive right here. This would be a great opportunity for the Bulldogs if they could really put something together and have a scoring drive right here. Bulldogs have 3 receivers to the right. Gives the ball to Eric Wright with a huge hole up the middle. Eric cuts up the left side. He goes all the way from the 36-yard line. He's down to the Waller Bulldog 40-yard line.
24-yard
pickup of 24 yards. What a great start.
It looked like somebody stuck a cattle rod to him, and he took off up the middle.
He looked like a bolt of lightning coming out of the backfield.
3 receivers to the right side now. There's another give to right. Right running hard up the middle, continuing on his way to run downhill, and he picks up another 8 yards as the Bulldogs now seem to be smelling blood, Coach.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are coming back and trying to pick the tempo up. They're already back on the ball, trying to keep them off balance right here. And they're just looks like they're going to give them a steady dose of Eric Wright right now as he takes the ball back up the middle. They had a 2nd and 3, and Eric has picked up about 4, maybe 5 yards. The ball is down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Another first down for the Bulldogs. Clock is now on their side. 8 minutes and 19 seconds remaining. Bulldogs going left to right. Ball is on the far hash mark. Pistol formation. 3 receivers to the right side. There's another give. Tyron Taylor keeps it on the keeper, spinning through defenders. A late flag thrown, and looks like it's going to be holding. Got down to the 25-yard line. A tough 5-yard run, but that's going to be negated with a penalty.
Yeah, Tyron still down on the ground, wincing a little bit. He's kind of writhing on the ground. We hope. Oh, he hops back up
Poor
now.
old Jim Brown move on him
Boy,
there.
no kidding. I was. The trainers are actually running on the field to check on him, but he jumps up, and the trainers turn around and run back off the field.
Because, he'd have to come out one play, and he's like, there's no way.
This is 2 times that we've stopped, and the trainers for Lamar Consolidated have they have had to turn back to run back off the field. It just kind of makes you wonder the conditioning of Lamar Consolidated. If they're really wanting to get water to them that bad.
Well, it's kind of a humid night tonight, and sometimes the humid nights are worse than just blazing heat.
Absolutely.
Because that body dehydrates real fast, and that's when you need the electrolytes, potassium. And we used to get salt tablets. I don't even know if they still legally make those things.
That's a good question. I know we used to pump them down back in the day.
Yes, sir. Are we telling our age just then?
I don't know. Back in the day sounds old, though.
Okay, it looks like Allen is in, or Simon is in. There's a toss to right, going to the left side.
Taylor
splits down into the 24-yard line. Another tough run by Eric Wright. Picked up another 16 yards on the rush.
A great move to avoid a tackler. It looked like a little toss sweep to the opposite sideline. Eric makes a cut up the middle. Ends up carrying a tackler. We had a First and 16 yards to go right there. Now we're facing about a second and 4.5, maybe 5 yards. So great pickup by Eric.
Coming back in now, there's going to be another give to right. Right jukes to the right, gets enough, it looks like, for the first down to the 18-yard line. And, man, these guys are running with a purpose tonight.
That offensive line appears to be a little fired up. Somebody must have got – here's one for you, Ron. Somebody must have gotten their soup. They come out this drive, and they're ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Tyron Taylor, Mike, has been taken to the sideline, and Ray Simon has been in for the last 2 plays.
Well, you might as well keep tossing it to right. He's running hard, and they toss it to right to left. And
right cuts up.
Miss. Oh, in and out, looking like a boxer, showing his footwork, juving in and out, gets down inside the 15-yard line.
Missing all the punches and picking up yardage.
Yes, sir. Going to be a credit for 3.5 yards.
Yeah, great move, Eric. I mean, that was 2 really, really good moves. But there's just a little toss sweep to the far side of the field.
6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Power eye look. Simon still under at quarterback. This time he tossed it to the right side to right. Right was up in at that time and stopped back to the 20-yard line where he had lost just as many as he gained just then. And it'll be 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, at least 12, maybe 30. Yeah, it's 12 yards.
All right, now, Coach, here we go. The ball is at the 20-yard line. If you don't get any more, it'll be about a 37-yard field goal attempt. Do you go for it at this stage of the game? Did you say no? Did you say no?
I can tell you what I'd do.
What would you do?
I would attempt that field goal.
Okay.
You're going downwind.
5 minutes and 40 seconds. Double pistol formation. There's Tyron Taylor back in. Runs to the left. Trying to get to the outside. Dives forward. Close to the 10-yard line.
Now I would say I believe he's gotten enough yardage where you could attempt this field goal with ease. The wind is back behind the kicker's back.
The ball is going to be marked at the 14-yard line on the left hash mark. So it's going to be roughly from the spot a 30-yard field goal attempt. 5 minutes and 5 seconds remaining.
Daniel Nieto, the holder, gets the ball down. Giovanni Bazan. Beautiful kick. Right down the pot.
Uh-oh.
Bazan nails the kick right down the middle.
Now, if it's offsides against the Mustangs, do you take the points off the board?
I believe you take the points.
We'll find out.
Happy for it.
Meanwhile, Bazan will be credited with a 30-yard field goal if it stands. There you go. There you go. So
yeah, they were going to be at least a yard and a half short of the first down if they'd have taken the penalty.
Yes, sir. So
that would have been a huge gamble to
4 minutes
to do that.
And 59 seconds. The 30-yard field goal
is good. I'm really glad to see them early in the year use their field goal kicker. I wish they would have done that in the first half when they had the opportunity to get that kicker as much experience early in the season as possible. I believe it's very important to do that, just for your kicker's mindset and give him that experience.
Because Giovanni plays soccer?
I might be a little biased toward Giovanni, but when you get refused of kicking early in the year, and then when it comes late in the year and you're expected to make those kicks, and yet you've never been put in that position before, it just magnifies the situation. And then if you happen to miss it, you become the GOAT.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And pressure is pressure no matter what level you're on.
That's right.
So the Bulldogs are holding on to a 3-point lead. A great play by the defense thus far on tonight.
Absolutely.
The Bulldogs lining up. It looks like back deep for the Mustangs will be number 4, Bryce Malone.
I would expect another high, short kick again.
We'll see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
As the kick is on the way. Another high kick. Somewhat deep, retrieved at the 9-yard line by Malone. Malone looking, he makes the first wave of defenders miss, gets to the outside corner, and he is finally going to be pushed out of bounds at the 39-yard line. We'll see where they officially spotted. But we do know that Lamar Consolidated will take over at 4:51 remaining in this final period.
Yeah, we're getting down to it right here. We need a good stand. Hey, a good performance right there by the offense. Not exactly what we wanted as far as a touchdown, but able to move the ball successfully down the field, get it close enough to get a good field goal. We've got to come out. You know, I said earlier that predominantly the defense has gotten stronger in the second half, and not really sure what's going on here, but a coach is all the way. Looks like Lamar Consolidated may have a player down on the other side.
And you're absolutely right.
Coach. Yeah, the coach for Lamar Consolidated all the way to the other side of the sideline now.
Meanwhile, it looks like the Bulldogs are gathering the troops. The guys, normally if there's an injury timeout, the guys would take a knee. But that does not seem to be the call just yet. Both offensive and defensive units are standing out on the field awaiting the officials to resume the play by blowing of the whistle. 4 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in this contest. It's been a back and forth battle. And if you really must be honest, if it had not been for the breakdown at the last play of that first half, Bulldogs are holding on to a 10-0 lead.
Yeah, you're right. As just goes to say how crucial that last drive of Lamar Consolidated had into the first half was.
So it looks like that was Malone coming across. He's walking a bit gingerly, but he is going to be all right. Coach, I got to go check on one of my money players over there to make sure he's all right.
That's right. Sure do. He's a good-looking kid, too.
Yes, sir. They got him listed at 5'7", 154 pounds, but he's cut, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, he is.
And here we go, getting ready to go back. The quarterback is still Richard, and he drops back, gives to his back, and a tackle from behind by the Bulldogs defense. The
ball's been loose.
The Bulldogs are indicating that they have the ball.
I don't think the officials are going to see it that way.
They're stopping the clock. The Stone is pointing as the Bulldogs might have it.
I believe when he was going down that the ball was coming out.
Cone. I said Stone. I'm sorry, Cone.
I don't think the officials saw it. Looks like there was a penalty on the play. They're calling holding against Lamar Consolidated.
Brad Zika got penetration deep in the backfield. The ball did come loose,
but there was no signal as to where, actually as if there was never a fumble at all, but the holding was called. So we're going to have first down and 20 from the 26, maybe 27-yard line of the Bulldogs. Lamar coming out of their own end of the field.
More importantly now, the clock runs back at 4:35 remaining. Bulldogs up 10-7. There's another play. That ball thrown. And that ball's intercepted at the 35-yard line. To get him. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Interception by DeAndre Blanchard. He's had 3 opportunities tonight, and he capitalizes on that one.
Oh, my goodness.
That ball was just thrown out to the receiver before he ever cut. Looked like it may have been a little bit behind him, and DeAndre was in perfect position. Read it all the way, picked it off, and had a, what do you call it when they have blockers in front of him into the end zone? A convoy of blockers. As DeAndre returned the ball for a touchdown, they are set up for the extra point.
And Bazan gets ready to put this one up, and the kick is, they're stopping it.
We have a penalty. The kick was drilled right through the middle. Officials are gathering. There was a false start by the Bulldogs. They will move the ball back 5 yards, and Bazan will try it again. Justin Robertson, one of the linemen, coming off the field as
this will be more of a field goal attempt. now as they'll spot it at the 15-yard line.
I believe Tyler Hicks comes in to replace Justin Robinson at left tackle. Bazan ready for the kick. There's the snap, a good hold, and Bazan drills it again.
The kick
moved it 5 yards back. He just, like it was nothing to it, put the ball right up through the uprights. With 4:18 left in the fourth quarter, the Bulldogs go up 17-7 with the interception by DeAndre Blackshear. You know what? He was due that right there after.
Well, we were calling his name. He was at the right place at the right time all night tonight.
Absolutely.
And what better way to end it than having a big play by Blackshear? The Bulldogs up with a stunned home crowd. Lamar Consolidated, 17-7, 4:18 remaining in this contest.
Made enough of the scouts mad up here that they packed their stuff and left.
Yeah. It's like somebody just opened up a can of onions or something.
and the press box up here is emptying out a little bit by little. So that's pretty interesting.
Yes, sir. We can tell who they were rooting for, huh?
It's perfectly understandable.
Now the clock is running. They're trying to hurry up and get this one over with, buddy.
Yeah, they're running
the clock. Is running. We hadn't even kicked the ball
reason.
off. It was down to 4:21.
One of the players on the sideline is actually pointing it out to the official. Now the quad cap official is meeting with another official, and they're going to try to figure it out. While we've got a little downtime, we're going to give a shout-out to some sisters up in Northeast Texas. Debbie Wisdom, Karen Terrell. Give a little shout-out to my mom, Carolyn, in Atlanta, Texas. My sister, Lou Presley's in Frisco, Texas. I believe she's got her ears on, and I've got a nephew and a hunting buddy going out to Elise out past Fredericksburg. Kyle and Robbie on the road.
Kai,
thank you for listening.
Kick, and it will go out of bounds. And the Bulldogs.
Mazan kicks the ball out of bounds at about the 9-yard line on the far sideline. There is no other penalty on the field, so they will move the ball up to the 30-yard line. That's where Lamar Consolidated will start this drive out of their own territory with 4:14 left in the fourth quarter as the Bulldogs are up 17-7. That was a good extra boost for the Bulldogs to get a good defensive stand right there and turn that into a touchdown.
Yes, sir. So with that being said, they put it at 4:14. Actually, the score for Blackshear was at 4:21. So the Mustangs lost 7 seconds on that. And then with the ball being out of bounds, it's first down from the 30-yard line as they get ready to go. Mustangs going from right to left. Man in motion underneath the center. There's a give to the back. Blackman
defense swarming.
And a loss of a yard, a big tackle by the Bulldogs defense.
Bradley Zika back there in the backfield with Zachary Day getting penetration in the line. Lost about a yard on the play as the ball is now placed on the near hash. Bulldogs really stepping it up defensively in the second half, and that's what we're accustomed to lately.
So Coach Crawford's defense should be well prepared and well disciplined for this attack for the Mustangs tonight as we get ready for second down. 3:34 remaining in the contest. Quarterback takes the snap, wants to give the read, and keeps on the ball. Picks it back up and running to the right side, making people miss another open field tackle.
Colin Sims Davenport.
Yes, sir, done with decent and quality tactics, or technique is the word I was looking for.
Yeah, that was a frantic play as Thomas for Lamar Consolidated dropped the ball in the exchange with the running back. I believe he was going to keep it and try to go up the middle with a zone read top play, but dropped the ball, frantically ran to the right side outside. Colin Sims Davenport comes up, makes a great open field tackle for a loss of about 3-4 yards.
Well, at this time, it's 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. It's almost safe to say that the Bulldogs are circling the wagon for the victory.
And got a little illegal procedure by Lamar Consolidated.
Seems like everything is collapsing right now.
Yeah,
for the Mustangs.
I believe they're fixing to throw some balls up right here.
So it's going to be third down.
I believe they're going to try to go to Steve Staton right here. They went to him right at the end of the half for that early, or their only touchdown, and oh my goodness!
Go back to action. Looking, got time to throw. That ball is thrown deep. Another almost intercepted. Bulldog defenders colliding on that.
Ray Simon had a beat on that one deep in the secondary. Cameron Shannon came underneath, trying to stretch his arms real high to get the ball, but deflected it just enough where Simon could not catch the ball off of the deflection.
So it's going to be fourth down, and we'll call it, let's say 17 yards.
It's 4th and 17. They have to get to their 40 for a first down. They are in punt formation. Tavares Thomas is the punter. I really don't see him trying any fake right here with this much time left.
You never can tell.
You really can't.
And that's another punt. That's knuckle in over end. It does take a favorable bounce for the Mustangs, and it dies at the 45-yard line.
Bulldogs are going to start with another good field position, basically just looking to run the clock out with 2:10 left in the ball game. They have good field position at their own at the Lamar 45-yard line.
Well, actually, they'll be at theirs. They'll be at their
Yes.
45. And we have 2:10 left.
2:10 left as the Bulldogs come out. Tyron Taylor leading the charge. They're going to be in the I formation
for the rest of the night, baby.
That's it right there.
There's a
quarterback sneak.
And getting a little, just want to move the clock right now. Nothing more, nothing less. Picks up 4 yards, 3 yards on that one. Well, my friend, it looked like the Bulldogs that came in and shook the people here in Rosenberg tonight.
You know, they definitely quieted the crowd with the field goal, and then the return, I believe that the stands started to empty kind of early on, even though there were a little over 4 minutes left. Lamar Consolidated does take a timeout with 1:53 left in the ball game.
1:53 left, and we want to go ahead and thank the good people who's made tonight's broadcast possible.
Absolutely. We've got Galileo's Mexican Grill in Patterson on 1988 FM 359. Their number is 979-865-1906. The Learning Tree Daycare Center is in Hempstead, Texas at 837 12th Street. Their number is 979-826-4703. And now back to the action.
As we go back, the power I formation, Bulldogs take it. There's going to be a give to right, run it in, down to the first yard marker. Picks up about 7 more yards.
Just to play a clock killer right here. It's a little power lead right up the middle. Eric Wright running hard again, as he has been all night long. Picked up about 6 or 7 yards.
So with that timeout, I guess we'll let you continue on, my friend.
Yeah, let's go to Green Lawn Care with James Lidke. Quality service at a quality value. 979-277-2145. Armor Industries with Joey Parker. I have to keep my glasses on. Those letters get real blurry. Joey's at 41002, Business 290. They're in Waller. His number is 936-372-1234. The Bulldogs are back.
Yeah, and there's another keeper, another first down for the Bulldogs.
Quarterback sneak as Tyron just keeps the ball right behind the center.
I thought that was enough for the first down. Listen to the PA announcer. He said fourth down. And are they going to measure it? At least measure that one, man.
Well, where we've got the ball placed, it should be a nose for the first down.
Meanwhile, the clock has stopped at 1:28.
The players are getting a little frolicky here toward the end as there's a little extra pushing and shoving going on away from the ball, but nothing out of hand as they put the chains down. The white stripe of the football is to the chain, so we have a first down. Waller will maintain possession with 1:28 left in the ball game, with the Waller leading 17-7. I'm going to go ahead and say it's just a surprise upset.
No doubt about it.
Maybe not for the Waller staff, but I think for...
Unofficially, I have 15 first downs for the Bulldogs on tonight. That's a productive night.
That's a nice stat to have.
Yes, sir. That's a productive night. The clock is now still running at 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Bulldogs with the ball at the 45-yard line. Taylor takes it, gives it to Wright. Wright is met right back at the line of scrimmage. And it will be really no game. More importantly now, they just want the clock to run. Gun down, close to 50 seconds, Coach. And the Bulldogs are going to walk away with a 2-0 record. When was the last time the Bulldogs started the season off 2-0?
That's a good question. That's something, even after being in Waller for so long, I don't know. Which is not a surprise, right?
No, not a surprise, not a surprise. There's been great expectations for this squad. This is the third year under Coach Brad Wright.
Right.
As the Bulldogs now line up in victory formation.
Victory formation.
There's 8 seconds on the play clock, and there's 18 seconds on the game clock. Now down to 3. They're going to have to snap the ball, and Taylor takes it. He just walks back. Oh, that was unnecessary.
We've got some unnecessary play, and we're not even going to get a penalty for this.
Yeah, he was just backing up time. Hector Siller, number 11, just tackled him as the clock has run out.
They're just going to let it play out.
Well,
I did see some hands to the face mask, and number 11 coming in there and doing a really unnecessary play, but all to naught as the Bulldogs win.
Yes, sir.
And go to 2-0.
Yes, sir. They go to 2-0.
That's a very pleasant surprise.
That is a very.
I believe if we look at our records, we did not predict this one.
No, we did not. No, we did not. And we'll talk about that after we take this break. We're going to tally up some things, come back with some closing thoughts and comments. Mike Prince and Mr. Randy Allen from Rosenberg, Texas. The Bulldogs victorious by the score of 17-7. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with our wrap-up.
You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. We're taking a break from our live coverage right now, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with more live coverage. You can keep up with us on Twitter at OBN_radio. You can follow us on iHeartRadio. Go to iHeartRadio.com, hit the talk section. From there, go to sports and look for OBN Sports. You can like our Facebook page at Open Mic Broadcast Network. Be sure to follow us on Spreaker.com. Look for Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can also send us an email at ombnetwork@gmail.com. And don't forget, you can always follow us at our website at ktorradio.com. The station designed with you in mind. The Open Mic Broadcast Network. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the official voice of Waller County Athletics. We're taking a break from our live coverage right now, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with more live coverage. You can keep up with us on Twitter at OBN_radio. You can follow us on iHeartRadio. Go to iHeartRadio.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Bulldogs victorious over the Lamar Consolidated Mustangs by the score of 17-7. Mild upset, if you will, for the Bulldogs. on tonight as they were able to take care of the Mustangs here in Rosenberg. The Bulldogs got on top first with an 8-yard touchdown run by Mr. Tyron Taylor with 1:09 in the first quarter, making 7-0. And it was just like that all the way to the very last play of the first half of play. It was a 29-yard touchdown pass from Thomas to Stephen Stafford. To Stephen
Staten.
Yeah, Staten. I said Stratford. Staten. And that made it 7-7 at the half. The Bulldogs went back and forth and finally got into the score column, if you will, with a 30-yard field goal by Bazan with 4 minutes and 59 seconds in the fourth quarter of the game remaining. And the seal for the Bulldogs came off the big 35-yard interception returned for a touchdown by our player of the game, Mr. DeAndre Blackshear. Coach, what are your assessments on tonight's contest?
Yeah, what a great turnout right there. I think you're going to take a lot of positives from this, offensively and defensively. Offensively, I think they played a good first half. They weren't able to get the scores in like you wanted to, but they were able to maintain possession of the ball and run the clock. Your offense is your best defense sometimes. Second half, I think they're exactly the way we said they were. For some reason, the Bulldogs come out in the second half and just play stronger, and that's what you want. Defensive came up big. DeAndre Blackshear had some almost interceptions in the first half, but then came up in the second half, and man, what a play he made, a break on the ball. Was able to get it, had a little convoy of blockers into the end zone, was able to score pretty much untouched as the Bulldogs break it out in the middle of the field. Hey, that's just great. That's just some good stuff all the way around,
yes, sir,
offensively and defensively. I know they want to score more points, but sometimes if you're just possessing the ball and flip-flopping field position, as they did a couple of times tonight very effectively, as Lamar Consolidated was able to get the ball down into the zone and then pin us back, but we were able to reverse the field position, at least move the ball out far enough and then get good enough punts to get Lamar Consolidated, back away from their end zone. So, I think we were able to, like I say, flip the field position on them, and I think that was key tonight with the Wallers defense, which is good because in the past we've had that problem offensively of just setting up the defense and giving them poor field position, and that's real hard to defend for 4 quarters of the ball game.
Yes, sir. And with that being said, the Bulldogs go to 2-0. We'll give you some scores of the action going around in the district and the local area on tonight. The Magnolia not the Mustangs, but the Bulldogs are losing to C.E. King by the score of 45-0 in the fourth quarter play. Waltrip is over Springwoods with 20-0 at the half, last report we had. The Magnolia West Mustangs were trailing by 1 to Dawson by the score of 28-27 in going into the third quarter of play. Caney Creek on top of Tomball High School by the score of 21-14 at the half. You have Tomball Memorial on top of Galena Park 14-0. That game is in the fourth quarter play. You have Sealy losing to St. Pius 17-6, our last report that we had. Hempstead getting their hats handed to them by Reagan, losing 28-0, the last we had at halftime. You have Needville were destroyed or being destroyed by Wharton 56-0. You have Liberty Hill losing now to Brenham by the score of 38-35. You have LaGrange on top of Columbus by the score of 29-6. And as we reported on yesterday, Elsick was victorious over Stratford by the score of 37-20. 7. Our final score here yet again, the Bulldogs victorious by the score of 17-7. Another strong performance by the Bulldogs as they will get ready to travel for a midweek battle, if you will, as they will go to take on Lee in Baytown, Texas. And I guess we got a Thursday night date, my friend.
We sure do. Looking forward to that. Going over to Baytown, the Goose Creek area, and strapping it on over there. We're going to go against the Baytown Lee and be over to visit with my sister over there, my brother-in-law Tim.
Can your sister cook?
I bet we could talk her into it.
You think we can talk her into it? What's your sister's name?
Mindy Lumpkin.
Mindy, if you're listening, Mindy, whatever you cook would be greatly appreciated. It could be water and a cold piece of ice. Well, we do appreciate each and every one of you for listening in on tonight's broadcast. Mike Prince, along with Mr. Randy Quiet Storm Allen. The Bulldogs go on the road, pull off the mild upset, winning over the Mustangs by the score of 17-7. We want to thank our sponsors yet again for tonight's opportunity to get the word out about not just Waller Bulldog football, but Waller County football, the Learning Tree Daycare Center, Larry's Automotive, Green Lawn Care, Galileo's Mexican Grill, the City of Prairie View 4B Economic Group, the Waller Bulldog Club, the Varsity Grill, and the Temple of Refuge Ministries. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our time is up. We're saying thank you so much for joining us. Remember, you can check out and see what's going on with the Royal Falcons as they're taking on the Knights of Episcopal. 724-444-7444, code 134280. Thank you so much for listening. God bless, and we'll see you on the other side.
Thank you for joining us on today's broadcast here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. The Open Mic Broadcast Network is a community-based radio station located in Prairie View, Texas. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network is proud to be the official voice of Waller County Athletics. For more information about the Open Mic Broadcast Network, visit our website at www.ktorradio.com.